to the Saturday Night Swirl with your host, Roadrunner89. Hope you enjoy. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy Saturday night. Everybody doing okay? All right. Okay, I got a topic I want to talk about. Okay. Good to see you by the book, CC Diamond Lace. You got your wrench? Awesome. Sorry it took a little bit, but anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a good Saturday night. Okay. I'm having a pretty good night. I see the internet. It appears to be working pretty good. We had a lot of storms tonight, and it happens. But I kind of cringe whenever we have a lot of rain because for some reason my internet has problems, and I've been through this over and over and yelling at my my internet provider, but I think we got it worked out for the most part. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something that's going to happen. That is happening. Okay? You see my title. It says Avalanche is coming. Future effects, black women, white men. When I talk about the avalanche, okay? If you know what an avalanche is, right? Okay? An avalanche is something that happens when you get a buildup of snow on a mountain, right? And it takes a long process to build up enough snow to have an avalanche. Okay? And avalanches hit sudden, okay? Uh Sometimes without warning. Okay? A large buildup of snow, sound can trigger it. Uh and just too much snow getting built up and it just starts running down the mountain. Okay? An avalanche don't happen right away. It takes time. There's a process. Okay? Now I look at interracial relationships between black women and white men as an avalanche effect. Okay? And what I mean by that is something that interracial marriages are growing between, well, between everybody, right? A lot of people of different ethnicities are getting married. People are opening up their options to different groups of people. Okay. And that's a good thing. But when I look at black women and white men, we're the least likely to date and marry out, you know. But when we do, we're finding success. When we do, we're finding a blessing. Okay. Now the numbers are growing every day. Okay. I see it in my life. A lot more are of black women and white men are opening up their options than they were when me and my wife Sandy were dating. Okay, back in the early '90s. Okay, um, and it's gradually increasing every day, every year, a little bit more, a little bit more. And what the haters try to tell black women, especially, and some white men is like, hey, there ain't that many doing it. It's just a few. It just something that, it's just and a lot of these haters are saying, well, white men they'll have sex with you, but they're really not into you and all this. They might fetishize you and sexually desire you and all this stupid crap. But what I would say to those people that say that, okay, only 26% of black women are married. So if they're staying race loyal, what are the black men doing? Okay, are they just sleeping with them? Are they just, they'll desire them but not really want to marry them? Is that what the numbers tell us? Because us as white men, we get blamed for being a fetishizer. We get blamed by just desiring black women physically and nothing else, which is a total lie. Okay, but if you look at the numbers, you'll find the truth. Because when black women open up their options to white men, they get a better result. Okay, and us white men, we get a much better result when we open up our options to black women. Okay, that is the truth. That ain't made up. That ain't something I dreamed up. It is the honest God truth. Okay, but instead of letting people, go where they're loved, and if they want to open up their options, let them, and just be happy for them. Or if they want to stay race low, be happy for them too. Okay. I'm not going to wish any bad thing on anybody, whether they date out and marry out or they stay within their group. I don't care what they do. Okay. I would just like to see in our country successful marriages. I'd like to see nuclear families. I'd like to see men and women come together with true love and have children, okay, and build families, okay. Now, I promote interracial dating to marriage, which is Swirl to investment. Okay, I do. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's something that we need to embrace. And some of us are meant to be with people outside our group, okay. But there's a lot of haters that don't see it that way, that believe you can only have true love within your own group, within your own race, which is a lie. Okay. Now, everybody's an individual. It depends on your character and how much love you have in your heart. But when I look at the numbers, and if we were just going on numbers, and if we're going to look at this purely logically, black women and white men need to get together more now than ever. Okay. And that's not just my opinion. That's just something that the stats are bearing out. We're seeing success. Okay. And I know a lot of people hate that because uh, some people get their feelings hurt. Some people get their egos hurt and they get emotional. Okay. There's no need for that. You go where you're loved, where you're celebrated. And with only 26% of black women being married, why would any man be mad at a black woman for opening up her options? If there's a group of men that it, will love her and cherish her and do right by her, and it's not a man that looks like her, why would we try to vilify that? Okay, but it's happening. But I'm telling you this, there's an avalanche coming, and you can't stop it. Okay, and it ain't going to happen overnight. White men aren't just going to go after black women in droves. Just it's not going to happen like that. It's going to increase little by little, a little more each day, a little more each year, a little more till we get that avalanche effect. And then before you know it, you're going to see so many interracial couples, it's going to end up being the norm. Okay. And we should open up our options, not for the sake of just doing it, but to get a better result, to get a better option. Okay. Now, if you're a black woman or white man within your own group and you find that special person that's a blessing to you, God bless you. Go with that. But there's a lot of us that are finding a blessing outside our group, outside our racial group. Okay. And that's what we need to focus on. Character over color, right? Because people, and when I talk of race, really there's one race, the human race. Biblically, it tells us that. Okay. We all come from the same place. Okay. We're all linked together. We can have families together. We can procreate together, no matter how light or dark or whatever or wherever we come from. Okay. Because we're human beings. Okay. Now, we do look different, and that's okay. But we're people. Okay. And when I look at it biblically, it talks about nations. We are people of many nations. Okay. And when I look at that, in our country, we are one nation, are we not? We got black and white people and Asian and Hispanic and everybody else. And we need to be that one nation. And we need to build our nation to make it the best possible. Okay. And that's going to include opening up your options. Okay. People are going to come together of different racial groups. I don't care how pro black or pro white you are. Okay. It's going to happen. One of your children are going to open up their options, your grandchildren are generations. And really, we should not worry about that. We should worry about building families. We should worry about raising our children right, being disciplined, being loving, okay, and go for that best option. Because when I look at the marriage rates, it's not good. Across the board, it's not. Now, if black women and white men can come together, we can have a blessing. Okay, and I'm not just saying just black men and or black women and white men. You know, people go to the best option where you love the most, to that person that cares for you, that loves you, respects you. Okay, and I'm seeing stuff going on social media, and it's giving us evidence that this is happening. The avalanche is coming. And when you think about an avalanche, it's like destructive and you know can cause damage and take life. And when we think of an avalanche on a mountain, right? But this avalanche is going to be a blessing. This avalanche is going to bring people together. This avalanche is going to get us out of our conditioning, to get us out of our segregated mindset. This avalanche, I believe, is going to be a true blessing to us, to our nation. and we need to have it. We need people to open up their options. Okay, not everybody, but we need enough of us to do that. To not only uh, break down the conditioning, but to break down the stereotypes. And here's my beliefs. You don't have to believe this, but I think us as a nation, I believe we need to assimilate to an American culture, not a black culture, a white culture, this and that. Of course, we're going to be blended with different cultures because got different people from different nations around the world in our country. Okay, and that's great. We can bring in everything that we have together and come together as one nation. Okay, and yes, that means interracial dating, interracial marriage. It's got to happen. I think it's meant to happen, even though people try to fight it and try to have that skin tone worship. Because when you look at it and say, "Well, I want my kids to be white like me or black like I was," and you start hating people that don't look like you, that's skin tone worship. Okay, and we need to come together spiritual with love, with respect, and not focus on what we look like, but focus on how we can be better people. Okay, and that's really my message. But I'm going to show you some videos, and we're going to go into this, and we're going to talk about this. Okay. And you guys don't have to believe like I do. And look, if you got someone of the same race and you got a great marriage, God bless you. I'm not against that. Okay. I never rejoice on anybody that has a failed marriage or a failed relationship. Okay. I don't like to see two black people have a horrible marriage that goes bad. I don't like to see two white people do this. Okay. I want everybody to be successful. But what I do want is people to have the freedom of choice to go where they want to go where they're loved, without being attacked, without being belittled, without being told they're a sellout, without being told that they're a bedwench, without being told they're a fetishizer, without all these negative stereotypes. Okay? And act like only one group does this. Okay? But I'm telling you, this avalanche is coming. And it's a beautiful avalanche. Okay. Before I show these videos, let me good to see you, Beverly. Before I show these videos, let me give you the copyright disclaimer. Okay. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Now you can read it. And if you don't read it before I take you down, just rewind and go read it. Okay? But fair use. Fair use. Okay? All right. Now let me show a video. Okay? You guys seen this trend going on that's saying black women are happier with white men, and then we have the trend of the black wife effect, right? Okay? And it's creating some controversy. Okay, it's creating people that are celebrating it and believe that black women are happier with white men. Okay, some don't believe that at all. But I'm going to tell you my opinion. I believe generally overall, I think black women are happier with white men. Okay, and it's not. I'm not saying white men are better, and that's not what I'm saying. Okay, I think it's a cultural thing. Okay, and a lot of white men are raised to be traditional. We're raised, you can call it conditioning. We're taught that when we grow up and we move out of the home, we're supposed to get married, have a career, take care of our family, start our own family. Okay. That's always in our head. When I was growing up, I knew I was going to get married. Okay. And when I was a teenager, I knew it was coming close. Okay. And look, in my family, we get married early in our early 20s. We do. Some of us get married as teens, but I'm not going to go into that. But that's how my family is. We are truly traditional. Okay. And, a lot of men say they want a traditional wife, but they want to be a modern man. It don't work that way. Okay. If you're traditional, and you as a man, you protect, you provide. You don't ask what the young lady brings to the table. That's your responsibility. What she brings is her love and loyalty and her beautiful self. You take care of the rest. Okay? Being traditional is not the easiest thing to do in today's world. Okay? Because of the high cost of living. Okay? And there's a lot of people that, have in middle class or lower middle class, they got the traditional mindset, but both the wife and husband work. Okay, that happens a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that. But but the thing of it is, if you're in that situation, that don't mean the woman takes care of the household, the kids, and everything, and you both come to work, and as a man, you can just relax while your wife handles all the household duties. No, you can't work that way. Now, if you're in a true traditional family setting where the man is the total breadwinner and the wife's at home, yeah, it works out that way. Okay. But even in that situation, as a man, you got to love and respect your wife and you got to give her a break sometime. Okay. Remember, your wife is your wife. She's a wife. She's your treasure. She's not an indentured servant. Okay. A lot of times men treat their wives like indentured servants. They do. They expect them to cook, clean, do this and that, and over and over and over again. And a lot of times they don't give them a break. And people are human. Okay. But anyway, I'm kind of drifting, but okay. But I believe in traditional values. I believe that we'd be better off as a nation being traditional and going to the basic family. I do believe that. Now, I'm not going to run down single parent families. Okay. Okay. They're important to their people, just like the rest of us. Okay. But single parent households struggle a lot more than married families. Okay. And the kids struggle more in single parent families. Okay. Now, everybody has their own situation. Things happen. Some things you can't control. But anyway, but I think when it comes to love and marriage, that black women, white men are the best option for each other. Okay? And I don't know if that's going to trigger people. And yes, I believe white men do treat black women better. And the reason I think that is because we're conditioned to do so. In our community, we uplift the women in our community. And the black community, it's like the opposite. Okay? And I think when black women get with white men, they do feel love. They do feel like it's something different where they don't have to be the strong one. They don't have to be that strong black woman. That they could just be the beautiful woman they are. And I think a lot of times black women will gravitate towards white men because they're getting that. And it's not, and it's just how we're raised. It's how we've been taught, how we've been trained to do things. When I started dating, It didn't bother me to pay for the date and pay for everything. In fact, I would feel bad if the woman took money out of her pocket for the date. I'd feel low. I'd feel like I'd have I'd be ashamed. Okay. And us as men, we have to have this mindset where we don't need to ask what the woman brings to the table. What our mindset is we got to build the table and provide the house to put the table in. Okay. Now you can do that. You can live traditional. And I looked at this and I looked at my grandparents. I looked at my grandfather and my grandmother, how they lived, right? They were totally traditional. They were, look, my grandfather worked, he was the breadwinner. My grandmother stayed home, she never worked. My grandmother never drove. My grandfather did everything. Okay. Now my grandmother raised the children, took care of the household, so my grandfather can work. And he worked 6 days a week, several hours till he got old and couldn't do it no more. Okay. That's traditional. Okay. But I tell you one thing, my grandfather always had love and respect for my grandmother. And my grandmother was crazy. I'm telling you. But he talked like she walked on water, like she was the most beautiful woman on earth. Okay. And that's how we're raised. Now, can you live a traditional life like that today? A lot of people say no, it was a different time, different era. But you can, because I looked at it. My grandfather had a 2 bedroom home and raised 4 kids, had one car, one TV, and it worked. But he never lived beyond his means. Now I look at my situation with me and my wife. We're traditional. Now, me being, in the army when our kids were born and when they were little, I was able to have that traditional life because, well, I had no choice. As much as daycare costs and having 3 children, I was the breadwinner, and we had to make it work that way. We had to budget our money. We had to. We couldn't live beyond our means. Okay. But as time gone by and as we made more money, you know, and once my kids were teenagers, everybody had a car. We had a TV in every room. We had this and that, and we had all this stuff going on. And because we wanted to increase our standard of living, you know, as I retired, I got a job and I started working to build. My wife got a job and she wanted to contribute to our nest egg, which I never required her to do that because I'm the man. I'm supposed to protect and provide. I don't even care what my wife makes. Okay. But that's how I've been raised, But anyway, I don't want to drift in traditional marriage, but I am traditional. I'm conservative. I'm very traditional. Okay. And it's not a political thing, it's a way of life. Okay. The woman is a treasure. The woman is a prize. The woman is everything. And us as men, we are valuable and we have our place. We are the leaders. But when it comes to the family, we're actually expendable. Okay. And men don't take that the wrong way. It don't mean we're not valuable. We are. But when it comes to the family survival, our wives and children are much more important than us. Okay. That's a traditional mindset. And that's how nations have prospered through time. The men go and fight the wars. They protect the nation. Okay, they protect their family and their children. Okay, and really, when we go into marriage, we need to be like that. And because of how we're raised, I believe white men, okay, are, I believe that black women do feel safer around white men, even if they don't like them. They just how we're raised and how we treat women, how we conduct ourselves. Okay, and and because we don't expect anything out of the women that we're around. Okay, you'll never see, and it's crazy. It's like you'll never see a white woman protest for a white man. It ain't going to happen. Okay, you'll never see a white woman uh, really stick up for the white man. And you say, why is that? Because you see the black woman will protest for the black man, will defend the black man, will even will even throw herself on the sword for the black man. Okay, and why is that? It's how you're raised, it's your condition, it's your culture. Now, the white man will throw himself on the sword for the white woman. He has for all through time. And I believe when the woman is at the center, when the woman is a treasure and prize, that's a community that will thrive. That's a community that will prosper. Okay? Because us as men, we're not the beautiful ones. We're not the glamorous ones. We're the rugged individuals. We're the workers. We're the ones that make it happen. We're the ones that defend. We're the ones that go to work. We're the ones that put things on our shoulder. We're the ones. And I think because of that mindset, I think black women, white men do good because black women are not used to that so much. Okay. And not all, but a lot of times not used to the man taking care of everything, not used to the man uplifting them instead of them uplifting the man. Okay. And I'm not saying this to be mean, and I don't think nobody's superior over anybody else. I just think it's the way we do things, the way we conduct business. And I'm telling you, there's going to be a shift because a lot of black women want that traditional marriage. A lot of white men are looking for something new, looking for women that are going to support them. Because a lot of times, and look, I don't mean to be mean, but a lot of times white women take white men for granted. And a lot of white men are looking for something new. That's why white men are opening up their options more than ever. We do it much more than white women do. And there's a reason. And not to put white women down because there are good ones out there that do right. But sometimes when you have it so good, you take things for granted. Where the black woman appreciates what you give her, appreciates the hard work you do for her because she's not used to that as much. And the white man ain't used to getting love back like that. And it knocks him off his feet. And I'm telling you, this is something that's going to happen. It's going to be a realignment. Okay, we're not going to be race loyal and segregated like that. Those days are going away, whether you like it or not. You got black men chasing white women left and right. They have been forever. Okay, now you're seeing white men going to Asian women, Hispanic, black women. You're seeing. And really, that's what we really need to do anyway, is go where the love is, not where the color is. Okay? Your skin tone don't have a damn thing to do with your character, with what type of person you are. Your ancestors don't dictate the person you are. Okay? And white men, we need to get out of that white guilt crap. Okay? Yeah, we might have ancestors did evil things, but that's their sin. They pay for that. We're our own individuals. We're our own people. We're responsible for what we do. Okay? And black women, don't get caught up into that. You can find a good man that will love you. Okay? And it might be a white guy. And I tell you, and once you experience love from a black woman, listen to me, white men, non-black men. Once a black woman shows you true love, it will change your life forever. Forever. Okay? And I know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay? I've dated black women exclusively for 9 years, from 85 to 94. I got married in 94 to a black woman. I'm still married. Okay? My marriage is longer than a lot of people that watch me have been alive. Okay? People thought I was crazy, which they were stupid because they looked at skin tone, which is, well, that's that segregated mindset. It's that conditioning. Oh, we do better with people in our own race. No, you don't. I'm sorry to be a bearer of bad news, but you know what? In the white community, our divorce rates are extremely high. Yeah, we might get married more, but our divorce rates are all over the place. I'm telling you, the people I grew up with, they stayed race loyal. I went with a black woman and I'm still married. I went with a black woman, I have more wealth. Okay? And it's not that I'm better. It's that I had true love and I had motivation. And yes, I got to experience the black wife effect, which is real. It is not something that's made up. It's not about how you dress and, looking better than you did when you first met. That's just a little picture. Okay? The black woman effect is real. And if you look at my life after high school till now, you'd say, damn, what the hell happened? People that knew me back in high school can't believe how long my marriage has lasted. They can't believe the wealth I have with me and my wife. But see, I chose right. I chose character over color. I chose love over skin tone worship. I chose the black woman because the black woman is the best option. Okay? And there's people that argue with me and say, no, and I get it. Your wife might be something else, and that might be a blessing to you. But I'm telling you, statistically, the black woman's the best option. Not just for black men, but for white men and all men. Telling you. And that avalanche is coming because more of us that open up our eyes, the snowstorm is coming. It might be a little accumulation here and there, interracial marriage here and there, just a little bit. It's not that much. It's less than 1%. Well, it's only 1%. It's only 5%. See how it's growing? And then guess what? Before you know it, people are saying, wait a minute. And once they get access to black women and get to know black women, guess what? Numbers are going to change drastically. People think I'm crazy, but look, I'm telling you, it's happening. Look at the numbers. Look at them. What the hell does a skin tone do for me? Why? Because some woman's got the same skin complexion is supposed to work? No, the woman that shares my values and my morals, the woman that shares love with me is the best option. Happens to be a black woman. Okay? But don't get caught up in that propaganda. They say, well, that there's interracial commercials and there's propaganda trying to push people in an interracial relationship. No, people are going into interracial relationships because that's what they want. Okay? The propaganda is trying to stop it. The propaganda is trying to live in that segregated mindset. The propaganda is to keep us separated, to keep us weakened. And I'm telling you, those jokers in Washington, you know, the ones that have the D and R in front of their name, they would love us to be separated because they got more power. If we united as a group of people, we control the government instead of the government controlling us. Think about it. But how do we get there? We got to come together. Okay, enough of that. All right. Before I show some videos, I got a love message from one of my fans. One of my, well, it's not actually a love message, it's a hate message. Okay. All right. And I show you guys what people send me. You know, the hate messages, I get them all the time. I've gotten death threats. I've been told, you know, people are coming for me. I've been told I'm a racist. I've been told I'm a fetishized. I've been told I'm a colonizer. I've been told I'm a panderer. I'm all this and that, whatever. But let me tell you something. If you look in my life, well, anyway, I'll say that. Let me show this real quick. All right, you see this message? It's a short message. Now, this came from a video, my most popular video, when I talked about why more white men are choosing black women. This was done like 4 years ago. Okay. And I got like 180,000 views. I mean, people love this video. And it's just me showing love to black women, showing love to my wife, which is a black woman, right? I didn't attack black men or none of that in this video. But this guy, Stefano S., okay, he sent me this message. He said, dude, you are FKN, pandering cock, who can't pull no snow bunnies. Oh my God, Stefan S., say it isn't so. I can't pull no snow bunnies. So I went to the black woman. Really? When white women are the biggest group of people in America, okay? If I was going strictly on stats, who would accept me? White women would be the group that accept me more than any other group of women, okay? I wish it was black women that accepted me like white women, but it ain't true, okay? I'm being honest. Now there are a lot of black women that love me and think I'm great. I got a great wife, and black women will always be my preference. I will never love any group of women like I love black women. Black women have my heart. Always have, always will. Okay? Now, Stefan S., if you really wanted to hurt my feelings, okay, you're not going to do it with me not being able to pull snow bunnies or how white women think about me. That's not going to do nothing for me. Or that ain't going to hurt me one bit. Because honestly, I don't care. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong, and this ain't a diss to white women. I have nothing against white women. I don't. They're in my family. My mother's a white woman, my cousins are white women, and I love them. I have friends at work that are white women, and I love them. But my heart belongs to the black woman. When it comes to love and marriage, it's black women or nothing. Okay? That's my mindset. If you want to hurt my feelings, get get a black woman to diss me or say something negative. That'll hurt my feelings. I'm be honest. Because my heart is where black women are. So and some of my haters have figured that out. Oh my God, he really does love black women. He's really been married 31 years. Oh my God, this Roadrunner guy ain't some dude that just came on the internet just saying he loves. He's really got history with black women. Oh my God, it's true. So when they figure that out, they're not going to attack me with, well, you can't pull snow bunnies, and Becky don't want. Okay, okay, I can't pull snow bunnies. Oh well, but that's not why I went for black women. It's because black women are the best option. And let me tell you, Stefano S, do you have a 31 year marriage with a black woman? Okay, what have you done for black women? Okay, let me tell you what I've done for black women. Let's start with my wife. Okay. I married my wife. I've been married 31 years. I've been faithful. I've been loyal. Okay. When we got married, I didn't ask her what she brought to the table. I built her the table. And then I bought her a house to put the table in, which she picked out, which that's what I wanted. Okay. My wife does not have to want for anything. Okay. And I have supported black women in my life, black women businesses, black women that are doing amazing things. I got a soft heart for black women, and I probably contribute more to black women than you ever will. Okay, but to come over here and say I can't pull snow bunnies to make a dig, well, let me ask you something, sir. What are you doing with your life when coming over watching my video, watching a middle-aged average white man speak about how much he loves black women and it triggers you? uh, that tells me you're losing, and that tells me the avalanche is coming. Just wait till the younger white guys come, the Brad Pitt looking dudes that are much more better looking and got more going on than I do. And I do pretty good. I mean, I've been married 31 years. I got awesome military career that I finished and retired. I make about 125 a year. I'm within the top 10%. What are you doing, Stefano S? Because if I wanted a snow bunny, I could damn sure get one. No problem. Okay. But my love, my loyalty belongs to my wife, Sandy. Okay. And no other woman will ever get that. And even if something ever happened to my wife, God forbid, no other woman's going to have my heart. No other woman's going to live in the house that I bought my wife. Okay? I will never touch another woman. That's how much love I have. So the reason I can't pull snow bunnies is because I never wanted to pull a snow bunny. My heart has always belonged to the black woman. And you probably don't understand that because you're caught in your ego and you got your feelings hurt because some middle-aged white man out there, average guy, just expressed love for black women. And there's black women out there showing me love. And you can't fucking take it. That's your problem. Okay? But anyway, enough of that. People don't understand me. I'm not like that everyday white guy. I My ego don't thrive on who likes me or what I can pull. Okay? My desire in my life is to have a good wife, have a good family. And my heart belongs to the black woman. So guess what? When I pray for a wife, I prayed to God that God would give me a black wife, and He did, and I'm blessed. And I have everything I ever wanted in life. Do I deserve as good as I got? No, I don't. I'll be honest, I don't. But damn it, I'm thankful for everything I have. But if my videos trigger you, you need to get therapy. I'm just saying, you know. And what do you care? You don't even know me and my wife. Like, what? Why don't you try showing love and respect to women? Maybe you do better. Because I know you're not doing good when you're worried about what I'm saying on YouTube. Like, wow. Okay. Enough of that. I had to talk about that. Okay. A lot of these comments I'll ignore, but sometimes I just got to talk about it. Okay. But anyway, what I would call that guy is a dusty Diablo. Okay. And what is a dusty Diablo? I showed you this before, right? It's someone that hates interracial relationships. It could be black, they could be black or white that are caught in their segregated mindset, and their job is to show hate towards you to try to destroy your interracial relationship. They'll even stalk you. They'll even say hateful things about your wife, kids, family. They're pure hate. Okay, they're dusty diablos. Okay, which means dusty devils. Okay, but they are the most heinous dusty there is. The dusty diablo. Okay, he don't just hate interracial relationships. He wants to destroy your relationship and destroy you and the black woman that loves you. Okay, that's that dusty diablo. And look, they're very jealous. They're hateful. They're they're very dangerous. Okay, dusty diablos, and this is what. And look, this is a cartoon image. You see the anger in their eyes. They're pissed. Okay, this guy he's like probably a pro-black hotep dude that hates white people, and he's just angry. He sees black women with white men, he can't take it. And this white dude down here, he's probably one of those uh one of those Dixie crack uh white supremacist dude, or he could be white nationalist, but he don't like interracial relationships either. These are dusty diablos. They got hate in their heart. And if you're not living their segregated mindset life, you are the enemy. And their mission is to destroy you. Okay? I'm just saying that's the world we live in. In a perfect world, us as men, we would just strive to be the best men for women in our nation, and we wouldn't care if they were with people of different skin tones. We just want them to have a successful marriage. That'd be a perfect world. But we got too many dusty diablos out there. Okay. But let me take that down. Okay. Now I'm going to show you some videos, and there's going to be some people that have love for the swirl and some that don't. Okay. This first woman, she's, from what I see from this video, she seems irritated that black women are uplifting white men. Okay. And look, when black women go online and say they want to date white men and show love towards white men, oh my God, some of these people cannot handle it. Okay, and they try to be objective and say, well, you can love who you want, but well, I'll let you see this. Okay, you tell me what you think of this young lady. Okay,
Different races? No.
okay, I'll let you read what her TikTok is. Wrap up this black woman with white men trend expeditionally. Why? Who cares? Great black men exist. Okay, let's hear what she has to say.
Am I against dating men from different races? No. Am I terrified to do so? Yes, and always have been. For one reason and one reason alone, especially when it comes to white tea men. And I hate this for me, but it is an honest to God
Yeah, I hate that for you too. But go ahead.
truth. I would hate to get into a relationship or marry a white tea man or a man outside of my race at all, and then find out that he don't like us. I, that he likes me, but he don't like us because us is my family. Us are other people.
Okay, let me stop right there. She says she's in fear of it. It scares her because she don't want to get in a relationship with a white man that likes her but don't like us. Okay. Really, that's not your fear. You just don't like interracial relationships. Be honest. I'd rather have a black woman come in and say, you know what? White men ain't shit and black men are everything, and just stand on what you believe. I would respect that. Okay? But I could tell you're not for it at all. Because what do you mean? Ones that would like you but not like us. What's that mean? They gotta like every black person? Because I'm gonna be honest, there are black people I love and are awesome, and there's some I can't stand. Just like there's some white people I can't stand. I can't You can't like everybody, okay? But caught in this mindset, and what she's doing is saying, okay, I'm not against it. You love who you love, but white men, they will love you, but they won't love your family or other black people. It's the same tired bullshit that's pushed out there. Okay? White men don't go and try to open up their options to black women because they hate black people. Okay? Now, there are some extreme cases out there that you got weird people. But most white men that are okay to be with a black woman are not trying to upset black people and they're not trying to hate on black people. Okay? That's a myth, that's conditioning. That's stuff they try to put in other black women's head to make them afraid. Oh my God, he loves me, but he probably hates my family because he hates black people because that's what white people do because they can't help it. They're born racist, so yeah, whatever. Now I'm kind of generalizing. She didn't say all that, but I'm kind of paraphrasing what she's saying because I think in her mind she's thinking what I said. Okay, well, let's continue.
In the communities in which I grew up in. Like, someone can like you for who you are, but not like what you come from.
Okay, and let me tell you this: there are black men that will date you and hate other black people. In fact, there are black people that don't want to be around other black people, that can't stand black people. Did you know that exists? But they might find you they might find you special. Did you know that happens? But if you notice what she's saying, she's trying to put a objective message, but she's trying to act like she's doing it for the best for black women. Because those white men, they might like you, they might even love you, but they don't really like black people. I mean, that's basically what she's saying in a roundabout way. She's trying to cover up what she's against. Let's continue.
And I never want to experience that. I never want to be hopelessly in love with somebody only to find out that they have the same microaggressions that I speak about and avoid on a daily basis. But they were able to contain them out of how they felt about me as an individual.
Well, first of all, with how you carry yourself and your energy, you don't have to worry about it, lady. There ain't no white men that are going approach you. I'm just saying. When they hear you talk, they'll run the other way. Okay. And what makes you unattractive is not how you look, but how you carry yourself. Um, your generalizations, your judgment on a group of people, your stereotypes. And I would say you probably don't know what you're talking about because you probably never dated a white man. You just been conditioned that white men are evil and that you stay with your own race. And if that's how you believe, just say it. Just say it.
I would hate that. I would hate to be head over heels in love with somebody and find out later when my body changes or I have some type of life change financially that one of the main reasons why they like me is because they fetishized those qualities in women of my color.
Oh, okay. So back to the fetishization. So they're not just physically fetishizing, but fetishizing your qualities too. Oh, okay. And because you change, let's continue.
And now it's not the same anymore. I mean, to each his own. Who you love is who you love. But that's my fear. And I'm not willing to put myself in that type of, possibly even in that type of situation. Because there are awesome, excellent black men. So,
Oh, there are, but you're okay with interracial dating, right? Are there awesome white men out there? Are there great white men? Do they exist? Because in your mind, they don't. And if somebody would fetishize your qualities or your success, and that's what white men do, uh, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's more black men that will target you on your finances and your success than white men. Let's be honest. Okay? White men are not seeking out black women to fetishize their qualities. Okay? Now, they'll go after black women because they appreciate their qualities. They love the qualities of black women. Okay? Hold on. I'm going to play this. I got to take a quick break, real quick.
for those women that are online and they're doing a whole laundry list of all the reasons why they
Hello?
dating a white man, a married white, whatever the case may be, you sound just like passport bros. You sound just like red pill black men. You sound disgusting. You sound disgusting. Because like we tell them, why, well, we, as in we date within our own race. Why can't you just talk about how great what you have is without diminishing the validity and the greatness of what you don't like? You just as nasty. You're just as disgusting. Not because you're dating outside your race, but because you choose to belittle your own uncles, your daddy, your uncles, your cousins, classmates, in order to do so. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to open the garage door. My wife and daughter and granddaughter came home. So, um, but what do you guys think about this? Okay, she's pretty much putting a negative spin on interracial dating. Okay, and she's disgusted that black women are saying good things about white men, uplifting white men. What's wrong with that? You know, I think it's beautiful. And I think it's beautiful when us white men uplift black women. Okay? Now, if she's afraid to do that, look, I don't think I think she believes in segregation. I think she believes in black love only and believes every black woman needs to stay with black men. Okay? But that's not going to work when only 26% of black women are married. Okay? Black men are not wifing up black women. Okay? And about 24% of black men are dating and marrying outside their race. So really, that black love is on life support. Okay? Now, if you find it, God bless you. And I'm not against it. I'm just saying the truth. Okay? Black women, the numbers are against you. Okay? And you have to open up your options. If you want traditional marriage, I'm just telling you. Okay? Because the majority of black men are not marrying black women. Okay? And black women are finding success with other groups of men, with white men, Asian, Hispanic. Look, it's wide open for you, black women. You are the best option. And you know what? Be with the man that's going to love you and celebrate you and provide for you. You be the treasure. You be the prize for once, black women. Or you can listen to this lady and just look for her because there's that great black men exist. Well, good luck finding one. Okay? And I'm not saying they don't exist. They do, but they're far and few between, and good luck. Okay? And I'm not saying all white men are great because there's white trash out there all over the place too. Okay? But we do have a culture of traditional marriage values, of traditional family. And that's what edge we have as white men. Okay? It's not that we're better because we're not. It just, we have more of a solid foundation because of how we've been raised, our traditions, our culture. Okay? I'm just saying. Now, I know I'm going to get hate for this, but I don't care. The truth is the truth. All right? Now, should I show it a good one? Yeah, let me show this white guy, and he's going to express what he likes in black women. Okay, this is a beautiful video. It's an old one, okay? But it's nice to hear, okay? That other men are seeing the beauty and the amazing qualities of black women, that they're seeing the character of black women. Okay? Let me play this.
Conversations about that with black women.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. Caucasian man explains why he prefers black women over Caucasian counterparts. Okay, let's hear it.
So a lot of people have been DMing me and asking me why I prefer black women. Let's break it down. If you see my account, you'll know the stuff I like to talk about. A lot of sociology. In my experience, I have better conversations about that with black women. That's because it affects them. It doesn't affect white women as much. They don't think about it. 90% of the time I see somebody really talking spicy on this app saying something I really agree with, it is a black woman. Also, black women don't have an issue with my friends. I've had multiple white girls be like, why do you hang out with so many black people? That's because black people don't ask me dumb questions. questions like that. Also, I was a criminal for a long time. I think a lot of white girls like drug dealers because it's cool. They don't really care about you. This is just like a game for them. White women will let you self-destruct. Told a lot of my friends that. They didn't listen to me, and that's exactly what happened. Black women seem to genuinely care and want me to do better. Also, this is a little newscaster voice. It is exclusively for job interviews, court, and talking to girls when they're mad at me. So I don't feel that comfortable around white people. I feel like black people laugh with me and white people laugh at me.
Okay, what'd you guys think about that video? What'd you think about that guy? Uh, okay, this is his opinion about black women, what he sees. Okay, now us as white men, our experiences are different. Okay, but what I got is black women generally care. They want you to do better. Yeah, there are Becky's out there that will let you self destruct. Okay, not all, but black women generally care. Black women will stand by your side. And even when a black woman thinks that you're messed up, she'll try to fix you. Okay? And that's a beautiful thing about black women. And my wife's like that. She When I say my wife made me better than I thought I could be, that is a true statement. Now, did she come and make it happen for? No. What she did is poured her love into me, motivated me, made me confident to do better. Okay? Because of her love and her nurturing, it made me a better man than I ever thought I could be. Now, am I great? No, I'm not great, but gosh, without my wife, who knows where I'd be? Know what I'm saying? That's what black women will do for you. You know, if you love a black woman, if you find a black woman that loves you and you do right as a man, you're going to be blessed. Okay? Good things will happen. All right? But I thought that was a good video. And it's speaking from the heart. Okay? Now I'm going to show you what this black woman has to say. And this young lady, I think she's coming from the heart, and what she says is beautiful. I love this video. And, I could see love come together. I could see black women, white men come together with true love. And look, we don't have to sit here. We could go be with who we want to be with. Who cares what the world says? Live your life. It's about you. It's about happiness. It's about love. It's not about race loyalty. That stuff is stupid. That just makes people think they're superior to others, and it just makes people, yeah. But anyway, let me show this video. This is a good video.
That I'm like racist, but I'm
Okay. She's saying why she prefers white guys. Okay, let's hear what she has to say.
so I've always had a preference for white guys. And I've actually always been like scared to tell people this, especially on dating sites. Like when I get so many black guys in my messages, it's mostly black guys, but I really just want to put on my profile like I just prefer white guys. And I did that one time, but I feel so weird saying that out loud. Like people will judge me for that and I guess think that I'm like racist, but I'm not. It's just what I prefer. And I don't see what is so wrong with that. Like, why does it have to be something that like people need to get shamed for? That we have, like a preference for a certain race. That's just the way I've always been. My very first crush, ever since I was 6 years old, was Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. And Titanic is my next favorite movie. So I've just always been like that. And then my very first like puppy love was this little white boy in my elementary class when I was like 6 or 7. And he showed up at my birthday party and he kissed me on my cheek. Um, yeah, he's married now. It's kind of weird to say, but yeah, he's married now. So he was like my first puppy love. That was so sweet. And I remember us like holding hands in elementary school. Yeah, he was a little sweetheart. But yeah, so that's just the way I've always been. I mean, I'm attracted to all races, but I do prefer white guys. And it just feels so weird to say that. Like, everyone kind of has always made me feel a little type of way, like a little ashamed of that fact. But it's like, it just is what it is. I don't really see anything wrong with this. Like, if someone has a preference for a certain race, what are we supposed to do? Just like settle for what we're not as attracted to? I don't think that that's a good solution. So I'm not doing that. Like, I'm going to just be with the people that I'm the most attracted to. So yeah, I'm not going to let other people like make me feel so ashamed of that, or like, pressure me into something that's not me, or that isn't what I actually really want.
Right. Okay. You hear what she said? Now, there are people out there, okay, and I understand where she's coming from. She's attracted to white guys. Nothing wrong with that. And she shouldn't feel a certain way. But I guarantee that video she made, I guarantee she got hate. I guarantee there are people that hated her, called her a sellout, a bedwench. There are people out there that went in on her because she has a preference for a certain group of men. And that's unacceptable. That's wrong. And she's right. Why settle for someone you're not attracted to? Okay. And I can relate to this because I've always been attracted to black women and no other group of women. Look, for me, it's black women or not, and it's not a weird thing. That's just where my heart is. And this young lady, her heart's where her heart is, and it's wrong to try to deprive somebody of what they really want or who they want to be with. Okay, it's wrong. Because if you're not with who who you want to be with, where your heart belongs, you will never be happy. And whatever relationship you're in, it'll be horrible. I couldn't see myself saying, "Well, society don't like it. I got to get with Becky because that's what they told me I need to do." That would never work. And look, there are some people that are attracted to certain groups of people, and it's not something you could turn on and turn off and say, "Well, all women are great. They're all beautiful. I could be attracted to anybody." Not all of us can do that. But the beautiful thing is she's honest. And she's right. She should be able to go with where she wants to go. But I guarantee somebody hated on her, somebody said some awful things to her, somebody attacked her. And why? What's wrong with people? I would never attack anybody that goes with somebody of a different race. I'd never do it because it's not right. If some black guy says he loves white women and that's what he wants, hey, God bless you. Go get that white woman you want. And what my advice would be is don't go bowling for Becky's. but get you a good Becky. One Becky. Okay? No bowling for Becky. I'm just no, but seriously, whoever look, we need to stop this stuff. This Royce loyalty crap is stupid. And why in 2025 are we still in that segregated mindset? Why? Why? I mean, why not go for the best option? You look, yeah. Go for who you're attracted, who treats you the best. And and maybe she likes white men. Maybe they treat her better. Maybe they're more loving. I don't know. But there's nothing wrong with what she said. There's nothing wrong with her wanting to do her thing. And for people that want to just stay within their race, that's your right too. Okay? Nobody should be attacked for where they want to go. But I'm telling you, these are signs of the avalanche. It's coming. Okay? It's happening now. But anyway, but that was a good video. Okay? And we should be able to express who we love, who we want to be with. Don't hide it. Okay? Okay. Now let's get another video from a white guy. Okay? This guy is he's vanilla thugging, but I think he's genuine. This guy, I don't know. I think vanilla thug boys are fake and want to be black, and but I think this guy is I think this guy is genuine, even though he plays in the stereotypes, and I think he wants to be a black man, but I think he generally likes black women. I don't know. You tell me. Maybe I'm deceived, but let's hear him.
About that, because there's definitely a type.
Okay. Some black woman, I think, gave him a comment. I thought white men only like dark-skinned black women. That's a stereotype, right? And that's what's being told. In my case, and many other white men that are with black women, we didn't go looking for a skin tone. It happened, and I think it's maybe darker skinned black women are more open to interracial dating. Maybe that's it, or maybe just a coincidence. But I didn't look for a skin tone, how light, how dark. I always loved black women, and I never gauged their skin tone, their lightness or darkness. I don't. I think that's stupid anyway. But let's hear what this young man has to say. Let's hear it.
I thought white men only date dark-skinned black women. Okay, so check it out.
Check it
You're
out.
not wrong about that, because there's definitely a type of white men that only date dark-skinned black women. And this is my opinion on them. I feel like not all, but a lot of them only date dark-skinned black women. They try to find the darkest woman that they can find because they want to parade them around like trophies or something like that. Like they something to bring to the motherfucking cookout or something. Like, I don't like that shit. Like, if you genuinely going to date a black woman, date her for the right reasons. Don't just date her because, oh, you know, I'm trying to rebel against my family or I want to be different or something like that. Like, genuinely get to know her. Learn her culture, all that type of shit. Don't just try to, you know, change her or, you know, just like her for her skin color and all that type of shit. Like I said, I've got videos where I've told y'all why I love black women, and it has nothing just to do with skin tone. Yes, I am very, very attracted to, you know, the melanin. Yes, but it's a lot more than just the actual skin tone of a black woman. And the only way you're going to know about that is if you've actually dated a black woman. Not saying that all black women are the same, but the culture in general is completely different from any other culture. You feel me? But yeah, that's my personal opinion on that. But you're not wrong for feeling that way, because again, there's definitely a type of white men that only date dark skinned black women, for real.
For real, for real. He said for real, for real. How do I get that lingo down? Now you know there's certain I can't even fake the vanilla thug lingo. I'm not good at it. He said the right things though. You need to get to know her, right? He's right. Not just about the skin tone. He likes the melanin, and nothing wrong with that. Black women are beautiful how they look, but yeah, don't go. And there's some white guys that want to be different, or hey, I'm with a black woman, look at me, it's the end thing. But yeah, the thing of it is look, when you know a man's true, ladies, look at his history. If you look at my history, you know, thank you, Mr. Thugman. That's my favorite vanilla thug boy, by the way. No, but seriously, okay. What was I going to say? Okay, no, but love black women for the right reason. Okay, and look, I've loved black women my whole life as a child, till, and I always will. Okay, if you look at my history, if you talk to my parents, my friends, people I went to school with, they will tell you, yeah, he likes black women. There ain't no question. Okay. And I never had to go tell people about it. The only time I ever talked about it was when I started YouTube. All right, I talk about it at work, and I would say, positive things about black women, how beautiful and amazing they are. Of course, because they are that, you know. And look, I love black women in all three phases, in the physical, spiritual, and emotional. Okay. Um, Black women have always been everything to me. I just, when I look at a black woman, I just see such an amazing, beautiful woman. And those of us white men that love black women, you just don't know, ladies. You find a white man that's in the black women, the true investor. To him, you're the most beautiful woman ever lived. I mean, he will do anything for you. He would lay down his life for you because he sees the beauty that you have. He sees your character. He sees your emotions and he attaches to it. He embraces it. And spiritually, he can connect with you and he sees everything that is good that is in you. And the true investor, he's not looking at a skin tone. He's not looking at, of course, he's going to be physically attracted to you. That's natural, but he will love you in all the ways, not just the physical thing, you know? And I tell you, growing up back in the 70s, those of you Gen Xers like me, right? That are up in age like me, you remember growing up in the 70s? Okay, because I did. I was born in the 60s. I'm up there. Growing up in the 70s. You remember teenagers would have like that poster of Farrah Fawcett, right? Do you guys remember that? That was a famous poster. And young men and teenage boys would have that poster. Like that was the ultimate woman at that time. Blonde hair, just, you know, people were crazy about her back then. Okay. But if you looked in my room, you would not find that poster. You would find a poster, not a Farrah Fawcett, you know, you wouldn't find that on my wall. You would find a black woman on there. and people would see that. When I was dating, I would, the girlfriends I brought home were black girls back in the day. And my family knew I was going that way. You know, of course, I didn't have the Farrah Fawcett poster, but I did have a Donna Summer poster. I did have that. I had one of Thelma from Good Times. And that's who I was attracted to. And if you look at people, especially if you look at young guys, ladies, and they say they love black women, but you look in their profile, single young man, right? And if you see white women and a couple Asian and Hispanic women, is he really into black women? I mean, I could never hide my feelings for black women. I just couldn't. It just, when your heart belongs to you, you can't hide it. You can't, no matter how much you try. I thought you were going to say Pam Grier. No, it is Donna Summer. Donna Summer was that was my dream girlfriend. That was my big crush. Back in the 70s, Donna Summer was big. She was, everybody loved her, right? Um, but the beautiful thing in my life is the black women that I was around were amazing, beautiful women that had a beautiful heart. You know what I mean? And when I seen the images of like Donna Summer, you know, or Diane Carroll, you know, black women at the time that were famous and beautiful had a positive image. It had an image of beauty. It's not like, and and it kind of tears me up seeing black women today that are famous. Seeing like Sexy Red and uh Meg the Stallion. I'm like, I mean, these black women could be, and look, I'm traditional. They could be a little more classy, okay? Um, like Whitney Houston or like who's that? Yeah, I can't think of names today. I'm going blank. Um, Donna Summer was classy. Whitney Houston classy. Now Whitney Houston had her issues, but when she performed, she looked beautiful. She looked classy. She and they portrayed her image. Whoever marketed her was brilliant because when you seen her, you just seen beauty and a beautiful voice. Whitney Houston looked like the all American girl next door that just was beautiful and had it all. She just seemed innocent and just you know. Um, but that was classy. Anita Baker was classy. Diane Carroll. I mean, they were running around showing their butts and and skimpy outfits. I'm just like, black women are better than that. They're more classy than that. I don't know. I better stop. I'm going to offend some people today, but oh well. But that's how I feel. I mean, I always thought Whitney Houston was beautiful. Donna Summer is beautiful, and they weren't showing their bodies off like that. They weren't. They're just, you can see the beauty in how they carried themselves. You know, Diane Carroll married a Italian man. Diane Carroll's a beautiful woman. Oh my God. Back in the day, ooh, but I don't know, black women I know that are just, the black women I've been around have been traditional. And I told you guys this, that black women have been a big influence on me. And in a way, I'm kind of like the black women that I had influence. Traditional, people of faith. Yeah, and I think that's most of my interaction with black people was like at church that hung around my family that my family had friends with. They're mostly church, mostly traditional people, Um, and it rubbed off on me, and that's a beautiful thing. Um, and it kind of led me to my wife. My wife's traditional, you know. But anyway, let me show this video. Okay, these are the images we're seeing of black women, white men. Beautiful images, right? Let me show you this. And this couple's getting married. I showed this before, but I love watching this video because they look happy and excited.
I'm a kid, Ronnie.
Isn't that awesome? And you know what? I love seeing this. I love seeing interracial couples. I love seeing them out, out in town or at the mall or doing their thing. I love seeing that. Not just because, my wife loves seeing that. Not just because we can relate to that, because we were in a interracial relationship to marriage, and but seeing younger people doing this, it's a beautiful thing. And what I like about it is, they have the courage to come together. They have the courage to be in that relationship. They have the courage to love each other. That's what we need. Okay? We need to stop separating ourselves and say, well, this is better than that. And we can look at the stats and who does better. We can go that. But we need to go who's going to treat us the best. Who's going to be there for us? And I tell you, black women have been a blessing to me. Okay? I'm telling you, everybody I grew up with are amazed how I turned out. And I say, well, how did you do? What'd you do? How come your marriage lasted? Hmm? Well, when you told me I was crazy for marrying that black woman, that's what you told me, that it wouldn't work out. Well, guess what? All of you that told me my marriage wouldn't work out, my marriage is the only one that did. Okay? And you know what? I chose the black woman. But I didn't choose her because she's a black woman. I chose a black woman because of the black woman's character, because of the black woman's love, because of the black woman's nurturing, because of the black woman's love and wanting you to do better and wanted better for you. No one will ever love you like a black woman does. And I tell you, white man, non-black men, if you find a black woman that loves you, hold on to her, don't let her go. Put a ring on her. I'm telling you. Because if you got that, you got a blessing from God. Straight up. You'll never feel no love that's so good than the love of a black woman. Okay? All right, now, okay, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to let a black man speak on the black wife effect, his opinion. Okay? And the reason I play these videos is I want to see people's perspective. I don't just show videos of people that agree with the swirl, right? Or divestment. I show videos with people that disagree or, think it's wrong. Because that's the world. Some agree, some don't. Some love you for it, some hate you for it. Okay? And let me show this video real quick. Okay? And you tell me what you think.
A black girl.
Okay, look at this guy. Why do black women get praised for having a white man? Okay, Ladies, just okay. He's got his shirt off for you, so let's hear this.
Why can a black girl go get a white boy and turn that white boy into an off brand? They turn him into an off brand. They change his whole appearance. He get a little bit of swag. He get the fade. He got the swagger out of this world. And then the black woman just starts showing him off like a project that she enjoyed working on. And then everybody go crazy. Ooh, where can you find him? Where can I get one? She transformed this white boy into white chocolate. Now, say if a black dude went and got a white girl and transformed that white girl into a black girl, however he see fitted, the world will go into a frenzy. I just want to know, why do black women get praised for having a white man, but the black man is just frowned upon when he get a white woman? Once again, I'm not saying, like, I'm about to go ahead and give y'all MO. Yes, I got a white baby mama and all that type of shit. No, I'm not trying to get chose by
He's got a white baby mama. Okay.
them or nothing. Believe me, I'm all about. But I just want to genuinely know why. Why? I want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. he okay. First of all right. You got a white baby mama. Okay. Why don't you have a white woman make a video of the black husband effect? Or well, it's a baby mom or black dad or black baby daddy effect. I don't know. Why does he even care? You know what I'm seeing in the black wife effect? And I think this is what irritates him. Okay? And yes, I think he's jealous because the black wife effect was white men showing love for their black wives and telling people uh how the black wives had made him better, and it's not about, the swag and all that. And first of all, what are you talking about the swag? Because the guys I seen on these videos, they don't have their pants sagging. They're not wearing gold chains. They're not throwing on do-rags. Okay, they're dressing nice. It is dressing nice a black man's swag. And you see what he's doing? And it's funny how when you have something positive going on that a black woman has done to make you better, and you're showing love and appreciation, isn't it kind of weird that there's a black man out there trying to take credit for it? Well, he got his swag from us, and and you know, and but if a white woman, if we did it for a white woman, people wouldn't care. In fact, go do a video, do the white wife effect, do that. I mean, you could do your own version, but it's like, let me take this guy down. But anyway, yeah, it just seems like a little jealousy, and I think a lot of black men are upset that black women ain't doing videos praising black men. Is that what it is? I know there were a few, but not as big. And that tells me the avalanche is coming. It's coming. It's not going to happen right away. It takes snow accumulation built on that mountain. Then it slowly builds up till something triggers it, and bam, then you're going to see interracial relationships everywhere. Anyway, hey Shelly, how's it going? Welcome.
It's going great, Brent. I'm so glad that you invited me up here to talk
Oh
about
yeah.
this topic.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. I know that man did not just say that. Um, I'm just gonna go right into it. I couldn't wait to come up here when he started
Okay.
talking. I just wanted to give a shout out to the chat, to everybody that's there. Brown Ebony Goddess. I just want to give her a shout out because she basically said everything that I came up here to say.
Hmm.
Was what he said. She said he's gaslighting because black men have black scent Becky's all the time with black cultural appropriation aesthetics. Bad Barbie, thank you, Alabama Barker, Erica Mena, the entire Kardashian family with all with black men. Exactly, right?
Hmm.
They have all, and the fact that he made that white woman a baby mom, so he turned her into a black woman. He didn't marry her, he just turned her into another statistic. So when
Right.
he said, imagine if us black men was to turn black white woman into black woman, y'all would be mad, but you did. Because didn't you
Yeah.
just say 70% of black women have out of wedlock children? So you just made her a statistic. You didn't marry her. You didn't do anything different. So you turned her into the average black woman that's with a black man.
Yeah.
Girl,
He
I tell
did,
you.
and he can't even do like a counter to it. He can't do the white wife effect because it's not his wife.
No.
He would have to
Exactly.
do the
Yeah.
white baby mama effect, I guess. I don't know.
Exactly. They can't do that. And listen, when I'm out and about all the time, I see a lot of white women with black men,
Mhm.
and especially the young ones. They are so like want to be black. They have like the black accent or whatever. I even had one time I was walking, right, and
Mhm.
there was a black man and a white girl, and she had on like baggy jeans or whatever, like like hip hop clothes, and she
Yeah.
had like braids on the side of her head, and he walked up fast and like cut in front of me so I could see him with his white girl, and I was like, okay, well, she looked like a black girl. So they do that all the time, and other times they not only they have the black scent or whatever, but they would have, especially when they're Latina, they would have the big butt, the big boobs or whatever, just like
Uh-huh.
black women. So they get the exact same thing. Becky ain't getting no different from what these black women is getting. They getting baby mamaed up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm saying
I
if you watch these videos with the police videos, you see them getting caught up now with Tyrone getting arrested, getting going through car car chases. And then when you look in the car, when you look in the car, it's a Becky and Tyrone in the car, not stopping, not obeying the cops' orders, in restaurants fighting. Yeah, you never used to see this years ago.
yeah.
Now you see this a lot now, but you don't see black women with white men acting like that.
No. And in fact, most black women and white men keep to themselves. They really do. They're just living their life, and it's like, and like me and my wife, we live our life and just want to be left alone, and
Hmm.
have our family and do our thing, and and the thing of it is I think we come together for different reasons. You know what I mean? It. He was one of the videos. The white guy, the Vanilla Thug guy. He was saying that some white men get dark skinned women for a trophy. I'm sure there's some that do that, but most of us white men that love black women, we're just trying to be with the black woman. We're just trying to have a relationship. We're not trying to do something that's a fad or prove anything, or you know what I mean. But it seems
I
the opposite.
agree.
When black men go out with white women, it's like a trophy to them. Really, it's like, well, I got the white man's woman, and some black guys have said that, and I'm not saying they all go for white women because of that. I'm sure there's some out that just love white women, and that's fine. But it just seems like we do it for different reasons. And when black women and white men come together, it's like we know we're going to have to fight that good fight, but we kind of embrace that good fight because we know we found something special, you know?
Yeah, and yes, they do it for different reasons too. I just want to piggyback real quick with something that you
Hmm.
said earlier about that white guy, Vanilla Thuggin.
Yeah,
So
vanilla
it's like a
thugging.
continuation from what I said last week that white men are not a monolith. They date all types of black women, light skin, dark skin. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Thick, skinny. So you know, I don't think that he was wrong with that. Like black white men, they date, black women. They like black women. They date, whatever. Some
Right.
might
I
like a darker complexion.
Yeah. For me, I never even thought about that. I didn't even realize that till it was pointed out to me. And this is from a black man that I grew up with, a friend that said, "Man, your wife is dark. You go black, you go all." And I'm like, "What?" It just was weird. Why would you say that? And I never thought about how dark or light, and I didn't even realize it. I just see black women. I don't know. I just don't categorize them in skin tones. To me, that's just kind of weird. But anyway, hey Savannah, welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Can I be heard?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
Hey. So
Yeah,
I
how are
have an
you doing?
interesting theory, hi, about because you mentioned like the Megan Thee Stallions and just how
Yeah.
degraded the Black women's image has been in entertainment.
Hmm.
And my theory about that is I do feel like a lot of Black men in entertainment have sought to degrade Black women in order to keep access to us. Because when I think about like your generation with
Hmm.
the Diane Carrolls and even Dorothy Dandridge and just how classic and
Yeah.
beautiful and like I think quietly lusted after by white men those Black women were. I think that a lot of Black men felt afraid that they were going to eventually lose access and status to Black women. I feel like they're in quiet competition for status with Black women. And so I think that on a subconscious level, they sought to degrade us before the world stage to keep a status over us and to keep access to us. That's just kind of a thought that when you said that, it just made me kind of think about when you compare older generations of Black women
Right.
to the Black women of today. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, and that's what I see. I mean, the black women in my time, they weren't. And look, these black women entertainers are beautiful. Meg the Stallion's a beautiful woman, but my thing is she, you know, why do these black women got to show their bodies like that? They're beautiful anyway. They don't. I don't know. I just
So, I
it,
mean,
it bothers.
I think it's
Yeah.
propaganda, but the thing
Yeah.
that I do love about today and social media is that there is a whole other like element of Black women that we have more control
Yes.
over. So like Black women in luxury or like Christian Black women, like there are so many other facets of us
Right.
that is getting more exposure. So it's not like we're bottlenecked because of, gatekeepers trying to denigrate our image. Like we could literally I could open TikTok and see so many different facets of Black women that I identify
Right.
with. So it's not like Megan the Stallion is my, role model or is, somebody
Right.
that I look to or even most Black women look to. Like there's so many other facets of us now because of social media.
Yeah. And look, the images they show of black women like that, it's most black women I'm around are nothing like that. Not even close. They're usually pretty black women I know are pretty reasonable women. They got a good heart, they're classy, they're just trying to do their best. They're not out there acting crazy or the stereotype that Hollywood would push. Black women I know are actually amazing women, and that's what I've always been attracted to. There's just something about black women, the love they have, and I felt that as a child. And I think that's what made me attracted to black women growing up, because you feel that love early as a child and it builds. And when you start having feelings for women, when you grow up into a man, you're going to have feelings for women you have love for. And oh, she dropped down. Uh oh. Hey Savannah, sorry, I don't know what happened, but you could come back up. But I was going to say, women have an effect on us, and when you're shown love, sometimes as a child you have a connection that grows, where you have an innocent connection, where you can have love. And when you're a child, you don't desire women because you're not there yet. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that in. Anyway, hey Shelly.
Yeah, I agree with what Savannah said. I
Hmm.
think I agree with her. I think it's that makes sure that black women don't go anywhere. Like it's like an open competition. They always say, well, we got more options than black women. It's like they're competing against us. And I'm just like, bro, that is just weird that you're competing against your own race of women to see who could date out the most. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just want to say something about um, the black woman that was saying that 'cause that's when I jumped on when she was saying that she doesn't want a white man to fetishize her, and if she's dating a white guy, he have to love her people, and she doesn't want to deal with that. And I can understand exactly what she's saying, because I don't know if it was your video that I saw. No, I don't think it was on this channel.
Mm.
um but it was a video of these black men in the UK, and he said that a lot of white women would date a black man, but they
Mm.
hate black women. He said that it's crazy because he had
Yeah.
encountered that, and he's like, it's wild, he doesn't know. But the difference is black men would date these type of women because they hate white women. I mean, they hate black women as well. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so the majority of black women, they because they know that they have black fathers. You heard what she said. You have a black father, you have black uncles, or whatever.
Right.
Black women tend to see every black man as the black man in their family. They can't
Hmm.
escape it. It doesn't matter what. It's like, you know what I mean. Like they see a black man, that could be my brother. That could, you know what I'm saying. And black men don't operate like that. Black man would see me and I'm not his relatives, and he doesn't feel an affinity to me. Whereas black women would look at a black man and say, that could be my brother. If something happened to him, that could be my brother, that could be my father. So it's not this. That's what you said. We don't date the same. We don't date out of hate. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's why a black man could date a white woman, and that white woman could hate black women. I had a biracial girl. This was years ago, and she was biracial, and she literally, I don't know why she told me that, but me and her was cool. And she literally said that her mother was right. I thought she was like Dominican or whatever, right? But she had a black father and a white mom. And she just told me, like, out of the blue, she was like, yo, my mom hates black women, but she F with black men. And I was like, for real? And she was like, yeah, she was laughing. She was like, yeah, I don't know why, but like, she don't like black women at all, but she loves black men. So it's the thing. So all those black men that are with her, they hate black women too. You know what I'm saying? They would sit up there and they would talk ish about black women. I could see it because You know how many times I have been followed around by a black man and his white counterpart? Like
That's crazy.
they want to make sure you see them. They perform in front of you, and it's like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
be who you want to. Like, nobody cares. Like, you the reason why it's like it's like kind of like it's weird. It's a weird vibe is because y'all make it a weird vibe. If you would
right.
just be regular normal, it wouldn't be a big deal. But y'all make it such a show. You understand?
Right.
And then
You
you
have
don't
a good
see them.
point.
You don't. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Hey,
don't.
I was
Savannah.
agreeing with you. Hey, sorry guys, I dropped out, but I just wanted to
Oh,
underscore what Shelly is saying. Can you guys hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can be fine.
Okay. I was just saying, I mean, there's a whole trend on TikTok as well. I hate TikTok because I lose so many hours on it, but it can be
Yeah.
addictive. But there's a whole trend of like, what is it? You're never really lonely, as a black person, and you always see like that, like white lady, like looking, and it's like
Yeah.
it's an obsession. And I low key, like I do peep that, like exactly what Shelly is saying. It's like they want to be seen, they want our energy, our attention. It is like somebody needs to do a study on it. Like it's an obsession, and I don't know what the root of it is, but it is very interesting. It's very fascinating. And I low key, like, I sense that, like, the more that Black women divest and, like, date out, like, the more, I don't know, both sides are gonna get real aggressive. I just, in different ways, is what I'm
Yeah.
sensing.
I agree. Thank you, Savannah, for admitting to that because at first I thought I was going crazy because I had asked my coworker this. I said, "Do you notice that anytime you see this black man and the white woman, it's like they perform for you, they want you?" And she was like, "No, I haven't noticed it." But there was a video a while back of black woman coming online saying, "Yo, like." Y'all notice that every time you see white woman and black men coming on, it's like they want you to see. You know how many times
100%. 100%.
I, I was like minding my business. Savannah, Brent, is to the point where if I see a black man, and and I'm sorry, maybe they have the power over me, and I'm gonna admit it. The other day, I saw a black man with a white woman, right? She was looking really
Uh-huh.
beautiful, right? He was tall. She was had a blonde ponytail. And you know, when I saw them, I turned around and walked the other way. Because in my mind, I was like, I don't want him. Because if I just look in that direction,
Mhm.
he's gonna see. She's looking. I I did a 180 and I turned around, walking down the block, and I even turned around to see if they passed. When I look, I started standing on the corner. I kept on walking under that direction. I literally walked around where I was gonna walk to the point my friend called me and asked me if I was okay. Because for me to get from where I was coming, it wouldn't take. I literally walked like 2 blocks around just to avoid them. Because it's like you just coming up the stairs and you just look, and it's like they have the black men have this smug look on his face, and I'm just like, oh man, damn, he caught me. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like I was standing. I just walked, and like, you know how you walk and you might hear something behind you, and you turn to look behind you, and you just see a black man with a white boy. And I'm like, oh man. And I'm like, God damn, why? And it's like, why did I turn around? You know what I mean? Because I don't want them to think that, you know. And then it's a weird vibe because other black men be around the vicinity, and then they see you and they're like, oh, she's looking at that. Oh, she's mad. And I'm just like, oh man. So I avoid them like the plague. I don't say
That's
nothing to them. I don't talk. It's like they make the
they
situation weird, man.
for some reason they get gratification off of our energy, off of our attention, even if it's negative. And that's why I feel like Black women divesting is such a mind F for them. Like it just really F's with the our dynamic because it evens the tables, it evens the score to a degree. It's almost like just like, what do you call it? Basic economics. Like if somebody has a monopoly on a customer, right? So if Walmart was the
Hmm.
only grocery store out there. Like if they treated their customers like trash, it's like, well, where else they gonna go? They ain't got no competition. But if all
Right.
these other stores come to town and customers are able to get better deals there, it's like you'll start seeing Walmart get some act right. And I feel like for a long time, Black men have had a monopoly. And the more that we divest, the more act right you're gonna see. Um, but yeah, it just changes the dynamic. Um, it needs to happen.
I agree.
Yeah, it needs to be some balance. And
Can I ask you a
yeah,
question, Savannah? Oh, I'm sorry, Brent. Go ahead.
no, no, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I'm
I
good.
wanted I wanted to ask Savannah a question. Do you think, because I was telling Brent like a couple of times that a lot of black men are upset because they feel like black woman is putting away support. It's something like what, like basically what you said, but I just feel like black men know that black woman is going to show up for them no matter what, and I just feel like they feel like if we look someplace else that we're not going to have that on what's the word I'm looking for, that the what's the word, oh my god, it just went yeeted out of my brain,
Like unconditional.
unconditional love, but it was another word, oh my god,
Worship.
I forgot the
Uh,
word. Oh my God, it was a
uh,
word. And right, unconditional love and support. Like anything, happen to the black man, that we're gonna show up.
Loyalty.
Loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
feel
think
like
that that's what it is too?
there's levels to it. I feel like yes. I mean, obviously, once like Black women reach a critical mass and we divest, it's like our marriages last longer, so our energy is going to go to that other demographic of men that we're with, right? So on a collective level, we're not going to be as invested in racial politics and the divisiveness that we're invested in currently, right? Because we are so segregated. That's one level of it. The other level of it is a lot of the clouts that Black men have, they have because of our myopic focus on them, right? So in society, they're seen as these ultra masculine, ultra attractive men because we've given so much clout and energy to that. If we divest, right, and we're looking at other races of men, not just in our personal life, but even like entertainers, like we're looking at Brad Pitts and other like attractive white men in media, that takes away that status that they have. So, I mean, it
Mm.
goes even to like Hollywood and like the roles that end up getting matched with Black women, or just, even how white women or other demographics of women view them. It changes that dynamic. I mean, that's one level of it. I mean,
Right.
internationally, it changes things. If our entertainers, you begin to see beautiful Black female entertainers with non-Black men, that changes our status on the international stage. Like there's so many levels to it, but absolutely that undying loyalty, that's a huge part of it. But I just feel like
Yeah.
our energy as Black women is so powerful. It is kind of causing this caste system in the US that we can ultimately change if we just open up our options. Like I don't think we even realize how much energy and power we have.
Right.
Yeah, you said
Hey,
it very well put. Thank you, Savannah.
hey, can I say something real quick? And I want to say something that goes along with that. And I want to say, like, and this is what I see. And this is how I feel. I think with the black woman, white man uh, dynamic, that us as white men, we're starting to win with black women. And the reason we are is because, and when you were talking about the undying loyalty, and you know, it's they're kind of losing that, or afraid they're going to lose that. But I think what's going on is when us white men are with black women or date black women, and we don't expect black women to be there for us, to uplift us, to speak life into us, to we don't expect them to accept us. Okay, we and I think black men, they've had that for so long, they've had it so good that it's like they expect it. But for white men, we don't. But when a black woman uh, accepts us and shows us love, we cling to that. We embrace it. Uh, we appreciate it because it's not expected. Um, and in our mindset, and believe it or not, ladies, us white men, we do believe black women don't like us, or we don't really have a chance. And when they do accept us and when they do love us, we really embrace it. We really appreciate it. It's you put in the work and you get that blessing. And that's how a lot of us look at it. It's like a blessing. Oh my God, she loves me. And it seems so much, how can I say this? It seems so much better when you don't expect it and you get it. You know what I mean? You appreciate it more when it's not automatic.
Yeah, and I definitely have sensed that in relationships with my boyfriends in the past that have been white is like they've cherished the relationship a little bit more because they know, or at least I sense that they felt that they were like privileged to be with a black woman because a lot of black women don't date white men. And that's something that is unique about black women in this country because a lot of other minority group women, like that's their go-to. Like that's, their number one dream is to be with a white man. And so because we've had that stereotype for so long, almost does make us more attractive, I think, in the eyes of white men because it's
It
not
does.
expected, you know?
It
So it
it,
does
it
put us in a weird way, like the pick me's have kind of helped because like the black women that are now open were more valued because white men don't really expect us to be open to them, you know.
yeah, and yeah, I got this comment. I really wish white men didn't think we all didn't like them. That frustrates me. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's because we see images of pro black women saying, how the black man is everything and saying negative stuff about white men. And, we shouldn't look at it that way because that's just one person. But a lot of times we internalize it. And, we think, for some reason, we think that black women don't like us. And that ain't true. And there are black women that think white men don't like them. And that ain't true, because maybe their body shape or they're not dark complected because the stereotype is we like dark complected women, which some do, some don't. I mean, and really, white men, we don't think about skin tone complexion. We really don't. If we're into black women, we're into black women. You can be light, dark, whatever. It's not going, it's really not going to make a difference. Okay. Um, but it psychologically it gets there. But like you know, like Savannah said, it does make you more attractive because we have to work for you and we have to prove ourselves, and that's a good thing. And sometimes it's good to not expect to get the love, and you do, you really cherish it, you embrace it, and you see it as a blessing and not like, yeah, well, and I think black men kind of take black women for granted. They do, and it goes vice versa. White women take white men for granted because we've done everything for them. They expect it because we've normalized it, and I think that's why interracial relationships with black women and white men are strong because we don't expect that from each other, and when we get it, we embrace it. And I think that goes both ways. I think now I'm not a black woman, so I can't speak for black women, but I just I don't know. What do you think? I'm just just saying what I think. But for white men, we do you know.
I
Uh,
think it's an exciting time. I think
mm,
that both genders, white men and black women, I think this is the peak of our like interests in each other and it's only going to grow. Like I'm excited. When I open my TikTok, I'm seeing very beautiful relationships and I pray towards my own marriage one day because it is a beautiful thing to see. I'm seeing a lot of Christian couples that are interracial and I see God's glory all over it. So I'm excited.
right. And look, I mean, yeah, and you know, I've seen it. Me and my wife are. Oh, she dropped off again. Let me put the link back up if she wants to come up. Oh man. Okay, let me put the link back up. So, sorry, Savannah. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but yeah, I just say as she was saying, Christian couples, yes, and I'm a Christian. My wife's a Christian, and but we're seeing interracial couples and more, and it's a beautiful thing. Me and my daughter did a like a study. Hey, Shelly, this was funny. Um, we did a me my daughter told me, she said, Dad, I see more black women and white men than black men and white women. I said, nah, there's more black men and white women. And she says, no, I'm seeing more the other way. And I said, okay, well let's try something. Okay. And we'll go to the mall, we'll have lunch, and we'll look at the couples and see if we see interracial couples and count the dynamic. And we found more black women and white men that were together than black men, white women. And
Yeah, because that's
eh,
like
eh,
that hater black man. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just like that hater black man from last week when he was like, "Oh, all up on my TikTok feed, that's all I see." Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, I don't see that in real life." The reason why it's all over your TikTok dingbat is because that's real life. That's real
Right.
couple. Stupa. Yeah. Oh, and did you hear what he said, Greg? He was like, "I think that that's like a propaganda so that the black woman they would think it ain't no good black man or something like that that he said. But when it was
Yeah,
the other way around, it wasn't a problem.
he
It wasn't
said
a
that it
problem
was.
though.
Yeah, he said it was designed to tear down the black family.
Yeah,
And and
yeah.
and,
Okay.
and, I, and I was thinking, okay, you're a gay black man, and didn't you marry a white man? How's that helping the black family? I don't know. I
Because we
mean,
taking order. Listen, because we taking order white man's. Okay, and he's jealous.
I
But you
guess.
know what? But you know what, Brand? Like, how was that what he said, a propaganda or brainwashing? I totally forgot what you said about to break up the black family. But when black men was dating out at twice the rate, that wasn't breaking up the black family though. When black men
Right.
was dating outside of the race twice as much, that wasn't saying that black woman wasn't good enough. You
You
see?
you
You see how
yeah,
they are?
right. You know what my theory is on all that is I think the pro black segment, and I'm talking about the pro black anti white, where I think what they want to see is the black man on top. Okay, that's really what they want, and it could stem from, and I think it's kind of like black male worship because the pro black. sector, and I'm talking about the hardcore, not black people that want to see black people do good. I'm talking about the ones that want black men to dominate. And I think one way they think the black man's going to dominate is that the black woman is all for the black man, and the black man will be desired from other groups of women. Okay. And even though the black women in that group don't want to see black men with white women or Asian women, they'll accept it because in their mind, I think what it ultimately does is put the black man as the most desired and the white man just with Becky, and that's it. And I think in a way, it's a way of propping up a group of men to say that they're the most desired. Everybody wants them. Nobody wants the white guy because the white guy's the evil man in this, and he should stay within his race and has no business with black women or any other group of women. And I think it's that mindset, which you know it. And I think what a lot of white men don't look at it that way. Okay, you we're not keeping score of how big your body count is or how many different women you're with. We just, well, traditional white men, we just want a good wife. We don't care about that. You know what I mean? And when we see value in black women and we see the true beauty, that's what we want. We want the best. Okay. And that's what it really is. And for me, I always wanted the best, and the best is black women. And people can argue with me all they want, but you know, can you say you have the success that I have with my wife? You can't. And statistically, you can't compete. You know what I mean? Because black women, white men are doing the best. They don't want to admit that. They try to hide it. They try to, make excuses for it, or it's just fetishization or lust, or it's got to be some evil plot in there somehow, or it's propaganda, or it's brainwashing. But I think we have the best marriages because we treat each other better. It's like we bring true love to the table, and we're more strategic. We're thinking more of down the line, the future, than just the good time for right now. Where I think a lot of times black men and white women just get together because, well, they can, and it's excitement for now. And a lot of times there's really no future in it. But anyway, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think the dynamic too is that I never have a conversation about my hair. I never have a conversation about being submissive.
Right.
It's like black men want to dominate you, and the first thing they want to know when you're gonna link up, when you're gonna come over to their house. It's not even a courtship.
Yeah. Hey, good night, Diamond Lace. Thanks for coming up, young lady.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, you're right. It's like that. It's weird.
I had sent you a couple of videos. I don't because I had came on late, so I don't even know if you had showed them. I had sent you a
Oh,
couple of videos.
no, I don't. No, I haven't looked at them yet. Hmm. I gotta,
Oh, I was
on the
I was
11th.
talking. I was
Go
talking. I
ahead.
didn't know if I was muted. It's
Oh,
just basically a couple of videos from a black girl in China on her page, and she had
oh,
uploaded
okay.
a couple of videos about white men and why why they were dating, why more and more white men was choosing black women, and you know
Yeah.
stuff like
Well,
that.
the thing of it is what we need is more contact with each other. I think a lot of times black women, white men don't get together. A lot of times they just don't have access to each other. Um, and of course, there's the conditioning, the propaganda. Um, and I think a lot of black women feel guilty dating out. And I've talked to black women before that have told me that they wanted to date out, but back in the day, they just felt guilty that the white man's the evil, and they didn't want to. They make them feel like they're portraying their whole race, that they're just that it's a shaming tactic, and that's the most disgusting thing because because if somebody loves somebody, why would you deprive them of who they love? I mean, it's and like that young lady I showed the video where she said she was attracted to white men, she wanted to be with white men, and she said I don't see nothing wrong with it, but I guarantee you people were attacking her for it, and it's not right, you know, and and especially with black women with the numbers the way they are, what are black women supposed to do? Wait for the good black man to sweep her off her feet when only 26% get married? I mean, and they're the big black men are the biggest group to date and marry out. And then black women are outnumber black men by over 2 million. So you put all those numbers in and it don't work well for black women. It's like e- it's like a catch 22. If they don't open up their options, what do? And they put them in that catch 22. Well, you're supposed to be race loyal, and if you date out, you're a sellout. You hate yourself. You're a traitor to your race. You're a bad wench. You're this and that, and it's like it's unfair. It's like abuse, the way I see it. I think black women are being abused by putting them in that situation, making them feel like that. You know, and how does that help a community when the women outnumber the men by so much, and then you shame them for going somewhere else where another group of men will show them love? I don't know. It just and why would people do that? I don't know. Just inquiring minds.
It's 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 just that a black man once said on Cynthia G's show is that, oh, I think it was Tanya TK or somebody show that it was more socially acceptable. It was more socially acceptable when they see a black man with a white woman. People would
Yeah,
accept that more. And even with this Love Island situation, with this, I think her name is Alondria, and the white guy name is Nick. A lot of people is side eyeing that relationship, saying that the relationship is fake and they don't believe that they're together. And people was talking about it. Well, like, if it was a black man that was going after a white woman, none of y'all would say that it was fake. That you know what I'm saying? It's just normalized because that's all you would see. You
right.
understand what I'm saying? That's all you would see. And so, like Savannah said, we need a balance. Like we have to balance it out. Like the more black women open up their options, because it's still one sided. It's like a one sided loyalty. And then
Yeah,
I have to fight. I keep forgetting the word, but it's a word that describe what black women do.
Oh,
I'm gonna find the word. I have to get the word out, but it's a word. It's a word that describes um somebody loving you, even though
oh, yeah. I
they
got
know
a
that you don't
Unrequited?
love. So huh?
huh?
Unrequited?
No. Oh my God. It's okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna what the word keeping it. It's
Yeah,
a it's a word that black woman. And you know when I'm gonna remember the word when you get offline, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's the word I was looking for. But it's a word that it's like black woman is fighting for the love of
Reciprocated?
no, not reciprocated. It's okay. I'm gonna find the word. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
Mister.
Hey,
guys, sorry,
hey,
I had to step
Savannah.
away.
It's an
Oh yeah,
action
no,
word.
no problem. Hey, are
It's
you dropping off or is StreamYard
Oh, I'm
kicking you
getting
off?
calls.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm trying to
okay.
multitask, but yeah,
Oh,
it's
no
kind of late
problem.
over here. But you guys said a couple of things that I wanted to respond to. Oh man, what were you guys just talking about? Well, one thing that I wanted to say, I forget like the context of what you guys were talking about that made me think of this, but I just have full confidence of like black women like changing this dynamic because if you think about like the 80s and the 90s, like black women were known for like being warful or what is it, welfare queens and being on the
Yeah,
government assistance. And now we're like super educated, super about our business. Like we changed that in a matter of generations. So I just see us getting on
right.
code as far as this is related and just flipping this dynamic in, less than a couple decades. And of course, there'll be new stereotypes and new, whatever put on us. But I feel like we're at a critical mass where enough young Black women see what's going on and they're changing their behaviors. Like a lot of Black women aren't, getting pregnant out of wedlock like they used to. Like teen marriage rates used to be a huge problem in the 90s. It's
Yeah,
basically not even an issue anymore. So we're able to change our behavior and course correct. And I have full confidence of Black women doing that in this situation. So I just wanted to
yeah,
add that.
yeah. And I think eventually, yeah, it's shifting already. People want to downplay it and say, oh, it's not that many. Or we can't really look at the numbers because it's so small. Like, really, you can do
I've
stats on
I've
10
peeped I've
people.
peeped that they haven't even done the stats in a long time. Like they're still relying on
Yeah,
those 2014 stats. I'm like, why aren't they releasing the new stuff? Like there's something behind
pro-
that. Like I
probably
don't get
because they
it.
don't they don't want the answer. They don't want to. Yeah, it's
I
yeah.
think it
They
goes deep. I think it goes deep because just like you guys were talking about Love Island, and it's not, I haven't watched that reality show, but a
Mhm.
lot of the other ones, you have to understand that these have producers and other powers that be behind them that are working not just for entertainment, but for social engineering, for social behavioral, purposes. Like there are big purposes behind why they have that constant need to put Black women on the bottom, have Black women in this desperate situation. Just like the first Love is Blind that was out, and you had that beautiful couple that came out of it. It's like they're dedicated to make sure that that never happens again. Like that was a fluke that happened, but
Mhm.
it's still like it just seems like they're really adamant about that not happening again. And a lot of the producers behind these shows are white women. Like so the ops a lot of times aren't it's not what we see. It's like there's powers that be behind it that are trying to keep this social dynamic what it is. So I just wanted to add that as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a propaganda to try to vilify interracial relationships, especially black women, white men. But I think the stats are so good that they're suppressing it, or they're not putting out the information. They're trying to hide it or make it sound like it's not as good as you might think, or it's that propaganda, like that video I showed of that black woman that said there are great black men, but she's trying to sound objective. Well, you can date out if you want to, but and went into, he might like you, but he hates us type thing. And that's the stereotype that just white men are racist and they might desire the black woman but hate the black family. And that ain't true. That's not how it is. Um, there, there are some people that are weird like that, but usually if a white man loves a black woman, he's going to be there for her, and he will accept her family. Now, there might be some family members that she has he don't like because maybe it's a character issue, maybe they're rude, maybe they're you know what I mean? But when you generalize it like he might like you but hate us, you're saying that he can only be into the woman he's with, but he hates black people, like it's a norm. Like, and it's a scare tactic that try to scare black women away from opening up to white men because, just to keep them race loyal. That's,
And
but
I guarantee,
when you
and I guarantee
go
you
ahead.
that woman that was talking, I
Hmm.
guarantee you she ain't got no black man, and that she don't got no black husband.
No.
It's always the
And,
single one. It's always those
and,
type of black
and,
women.
and you know what? I would say this: if a white man that of her age, oh, Shelly dropped down now. Well, now everybody dropped down. What's going on? Okay, let me put the link up here. What the heck happened? Hey guys, you can come back up. I don't know what happened. Uh, okay, there's the link. I don't know what's going on. People, I know Savannah's got things going on. She's busy, but uh Shelly, Savannah, if you guys want to come back up, the link's back up. Just I don't know what happened. And that's the thing with StreamYards. Sometimes people get kicked off. I've been on lives where I just get kicked off, and it just. Oh, hey Shelly, how's it going? I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
what happened.
That was my fault. Like
Oh, is your
I
fault?
literally logged out. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. I lost you and Savannah at the same time. I'm like,
Oh
oh.
no, that was my fault. Like I pressed to leave the chat by mistake.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I just want to make sure everything's okay. I know she's busy. She's doing phones and stuff, but yeah. What were we talking about? Was I'm so worried about losing you guys.
No, I'm talking again without my thing. No, what I was saying was that the woman that was like the white man might like you but not like your family, and she doesn't want to deal with
Right.
that or whatever. You gotta know that they like their people. I
Uh huh.
guarantee she has no black husband.
Right. And you know what? I would say this. I bet if a white man her age showed interest, I bet she would be interested. I because a lot of times you get people that will try to hide or be so pro black, but they'll go with a white person. And what's odd is we're seeing like in social media people uh that are talking about both black men and black women that are saying how they don't like white people and white people are evil and this and that. And we're finding out that they have relationships with people, white people, or they're married to white people, or I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. But I've seen it. I've seen it all through my life. I've seen black women that have, you would think they wouldn't give a white man a chance, and white people are evil, and they end up getting with a white man. It's weird. And I've seen black men do the same thing. I don't know. Have you seen that? I have, and
Yes, all the time, all the
yeah,
time.
it's
And
not even. Yeah, go ahead.
what you said? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying it happens a lot more than you would think. It's like a norm anymore. It's crazy. Or maybe with social media you can't hide it like you could in the past. I don't know. Go ahead. I'm
No, I'm
sorry.
sorry. I don't know what I keep doing. No, but I agree with you. I think that because of social media that you're seeing it more. But
Hmm.
even people was talking about during the Black Panther days that a lot of those black men that was talking there was a saying called talking black but sleeping white. A lot of them was
Yeah.
known to be involved with white women, including
Oh yeah.
um um Dr. Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? And
Oh
I
yeah. Well,
always side eye people like Dr. Umar Johnson that's like snow bunnies never whatever. Like it's like he's trying to convince himself that he does not like something, because if you don't like something, you don't have to keep putting it out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of these black men, I don't like black women. It's like they're trying to prove them that they don't like something. That yeah, it's like
they're
like a
trying.
reverse psychology type of thing. Like if I keep saying it, then maybe you believe it, but I don't believe that. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying? If
either.
given the chance, you would. It's just that you just feel like you can't because of the way that you trying to get this black school and everything, and people will look at you funny for saying that. But I deep down, I really feel that that's what they really like.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Well, Umar Johnson has to say that though. A lot of his money he gets is from black women. So of course he's got to hide if he's got feelings for white women, you know. And look, I believe he if a white woman gave him a chance, he would jump right in. That guy, look, you can't believe anything he says. He talk he talks a good game like black men need to, be with black women and have families and get married. But yet he's sleeping around with women and he's got children out of wedlock. He don't have the black family that he's talking about. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is nobody would ever question him about fetishizing black women. I mean, the guy says 5'5" thick in the thighs. I mean, isn't that focusing on body parts for sexual gratification? Isn't that the definition of a fetishization?
Yes,
But
but it's
he
okay
don't.
when black men do it though.
Right. He's not even called out on it. But I've been called a fetishizer so many times because I say I love black women and I praise my wife. And express the love I have for my wife. And oh, well, you're just a fetishizer. But I've been married 31 years, and it's just weird. You could say black women are beautiful, fetishizer. But if you say 5'5" thick in the thighs, but you're a leader of of the his movement, then that's perfectly fine. It's like it's crazy. I mean, if you really look at it, it's kind of comical. If it would, the sad thing is people still believe in him like he's you know s- like some leader. It's weird. I don't even know how he gets the following he does. It's crazy.
Because you have black women that still believe in this black this Wakanda thing. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
waiting for a black man savior that's never coming. They still believe in the black man. They still want to elevate him. Because he's gonna no. Listen, nothing is gonna happen. They've been lost. It's time to hang it up. It's time to
Right.
hang it up. Nobody. They're not going to be no race war because they're afraid to bust a grape in a food fight. nothing is gonna happen. But a lot of black women, especially older generation, is just holding on, and like just like her, she's holding on. And a lot of these new black girls coming up, they're not holding on. First of all, they've seen all over TikTok and YouTube for over 25 years black men saying how much they hate us and blah blah blah. Did you see the video? The old black man came on and he was like, "Oh, is it just me, or I've noticed because I was on a silent retreat and I noticed that black women don't speak to black men no more." Did you see that video with
Oh
that
yeah,
old black man, that old
yeah,
dusty?
yeah. You know what? I need to do a thing on that because you know what? Here's the thing. I'm just wondering now. Now, if he's just talking about saying hi and being polite, I get it. But I mean, is that old guy talking to young women? Or I mean, because I've never had problems with people saying hi. I say hi to people all the time. I say hi to black women. They say hi back. But you know what? I just say hi and I go about my business. I'm not sitting there looking them up and down and you know what I mean? There's a way you do. I think the way he's doing it. Now I don't know, but what what gets me thinking that he's having problems is I think it's not just a hi, how you doing, and passing by. I think he's trying to talk to these women, and I just and in a grocery store. I mean, if you want to try to get a number, you go to a different event. Grocery store people are just trying to get groceries. Yeah, you can have a love connection anywhere, but I don't know. Is he talking to women his age or is he talking to young black women? Because I'm telling you, if you're a middle-aged man, you have no business talking to a young lady. Like if I was single, I wouldn't talk to 20-year-old women. You know what I mean? They'd be my age, you know, if I was single. You know what I mean? I just, but what he said is he didn't say women aren't saying hi. He said black women. So are white women being nice and saying hi? Or, I mean, what's the content? And you got to understand, black women, a lot of times men are pushing up on them, trying to get their number. And some guys don't take no for an answer. So they're probably defensive because they don't want to be hassled in the grocery store, you know? And a lot of guys can't take a woman and say, you know what, not interested. Instead of saying, okay, well, I'm sorry, have a nice day, and going about their business, they got to say, well, what do you mean? Well, and they'll just keep pushing it. And like I said, I don't know. If he just was looking for people to be polite, okay. But, a lot of women are cautious these days because they don't know what your intentions, even if you say hi. And you got to respect women. They don't know you nothing. They don't have to say hi and be polite to you. I mean, but they will if you're polite. But I don't know. I look whenever I'm in the grocery store, I'm with my wife. So, and if I'm in there by myself, I get what I came for, and I leave. And if I see someone, I'll say hi, regardless who they are. I just, I'm friendly, but I don't know. I think there's just, yeah. I, but in a way, why would he even care? If you walk by somebody, you say hi, and sometimes they'll say hi back. Sometimes they won't respond and look the other way. Oh well. But I don't know. He's kind of taking it personal. Like, I think he was trying to talk to these women. I think he was trying to talk to young black women. I think that's what it really was. But I don't know. I wasn't there. Ugh.
No, I think what it is that black men have said so many times that they don't like black women, and all these other races of women are better. That black woman is like, I bet. Like I said earlier, when Savannah was up here, I avoid them like the plague because I just, to me, they I mean, I grew up, you know, all you heard every day from the TSs back in the day to the MDs. I don't want to say their names, but that's all that was populating YouTube for years, over 10 years, and that's all you hear. And then it's like when I see a black, well, I'm gonna keep it on me. When I see a black man, I just don't speak. I don't enter, you know what I'm saying? Because I just feel I could just hear the voices of those black men. And then there was no black men that was coming out to our defense. And now you
Right.
may have, some now, like this guy named, Shannon online, but it's a little too late. And I told him already, I said it's a little too late because where were y'all back then when this was going on? Like it's too late now. That's why a lot of black women is divesting. Like we no
Right.
longer care. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna even you know what's really gonna make them tremble in their boots when the next NFL and NBA draft come and they choosing white women. Black woman is not gonna make videos of why they choosing white women. You're gonna come to a point that we no longer care. And I wish black women would stop doing that. Like who cares?
Right. Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's good. It's getting to that point
Yeah.
because that's what
Hey.
you see now on TikTok.
Yeah. Hey, Lollipop. Good to see you. Good to see you, young lady. Welcome. Yeah. No, you're right. And you know what? And my thing is these athletes. Why wouldn't they bring up a black woman they dated back in the day? Why get a? I don't know. It just seems weird. I don't think these white women are genuine. I'm sorry. They want to get the bag.
Yeah,
And
but
you
I
know
mean,
what?
they
I
should
think
get
it.
there.
Yeah, but I think I think they know how to do it. Play to the black man's ego. Tell him he's the king and the
Right.
greatest, and you can manipulate him all day. And I think that's what these white women are doing. I but when you're a athlete and you're an instant millionaire, you're going to have women come for you. But why not get a black woman? Why get? I don't know. I just
You know what though, Brent? They could choose whoever they choose. I just feel like black women
right,
should stop caring. I feel like black women should stop because then it makes us all look bad. Like you know what I'm saying? Because we feed that ego. We
right,
give black men that ego because it's like you see they still want us, and that's why they go out of their way,
right,
to show off their white woman to us to make us feel jealous because to them you don't have no option. And now it's like the white woman is taking away something from you. So you see you know um a white woman want me and they throw it in your face, but then when the more black women open up their option, it takes away from that ego because it's like, okay, well, we got options too. So I wish that black women would stop that. It's like it's annoying and it's been going on too long. Like they could date and marry whoever they want to. This is what I told you. We had the conversation a couple of weeks ago with getting reparations.
hmm
Black men already had that reparations when they went into the NFL and stuff. They didn't build and they didn't create anything. They didn't marry and create a community. They married white and they put back the money right back into the white man's head. They had their reparations already. You
right.
understand? Saying the white people
Well,
didn't owe them nothing. They had it, but they what did they do with it? They didn't do anything.
right. Well,
You understand?
I know this will make people mad, but uh, I think the white man gave reparations when he gave you access to white women. I'm just saying because I I know people are going to say that sounds crazy, but what was the white man's biggest, most precious thing he had? What was the white man's most? What did the white man love the most back in the day?
The
Think
white
about it.
woman.
The white woman. That was his
Right.
treasure. That was,
Right.
and us as white men, look. Traditionally, us as white men, we look at women as a treasure. We look at women as the ultimate God's gift, right? And my father, my grandfather, down the line, have always treated the women in their life like a treasure, like a prize, right? And I do the same thing. The only difference with me is I'm uplifting a black woman instead of a white woman. Okay, but it's the same thing. You know what I mean? We value the women in our life. We do. We love them. We go crazy for them. We die for them. You know what I mean? So actually, the white man said, "Okay, black man, you can have what I cherish the most." I'm just saying that's really what more can a white man give you? I mean, is money more valuable than so actually with that access you're saying you could your reparation is you can be part of my family, you can isn't that putting you equally in a way? I mean, I don't know. I'm just I had one black guy come up here a long time ago and he says, you know what? I got my reparations. I got my Becky. And I says, yeah, you did. And I don't know if he's just being funny or he meant it. Maybe that's hey, but you know what I mean? But people ain't going to look at it that way. They're going to look at it, look, you all people want, a paycheck. They want land, they want but I don't know. I just but anyway. um, but really the white man is giving the black man his most prized possession. Think about it. But what comes with that is, well, some white men are going to be with black women. Tyrone certainly cherishes Becky. However, black women want them to cut the check.
Yeah. I just wanted to piggyback on something that Lollipop in the chat said. She said, I think black men are trying to work their way back to black women, but they went too far. Yeah. That's why he's getting the response that he's getting from all the hate that I even heard from somebody else because I don't go up on they chats like that.
Uh-huh.
But I heard that a lot of these black men are now trying to be pro-American and trying to be against the black people from other countries. Now they change their tune and stuff like that. But it's a little too late. Like the song said, it's a little too late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because y'all went too far. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, it's never gonna go back to the way it was. It's never, even for
right.
no, it's not. A lot of black women said, okay, we got it. It took a long time. Trust me. Like I've been saying this for 10 years. I'm like, all right, stop it. Stop reacting to these men. Stop going up on their podcast. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You are giving these men um attention that they crave. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Stop engaging. I even caught myself. I was doing it for. I said, wait a minute. I said, no, but if I don't like something, why am I clicking on the video? Why am I watching the video? You know what I'm saying? It begins with you. And so what he's actually seeing is that you told us that y'all was getting your passports. So
Right.
I'm just looking at you like I thought you was getting you ain't get your passport yet, buddy.
Yeah.
Well,
It,
I
you,
inform them. I don't make no. When I see them, I look and I see them coming. I'm like, oh man. I look on my phone. I'm like, damn. I could have wished. I wish. Sometimes I wish I could have disappeared. Like because I don't want them. I don't even want to look in the direction and think that I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh man. Like you know what I'm saying? It gets to that point. It's like I'm looking. My head is like on a swivel. I'm like, okay. I'm looking every which way but in their direction. I even, like I told you the other day, like last week I had to cross. Like I literally went around the 2 blocks just to get away from that because I don't want them to think I'm looking at them. So he's just seeing he's just seeing the aftermath of what black men were saying. You don't like us, so
You know
don't
what?
talk to us.
There was a video I saw, and I'm going to look for it because it, and I think it was a black woman that says, how strong would the black community be if black men actually love black women or just like them? And I thought about that. If black men love black women like black women love black men, they would dominate. They would be on top. I believe that because the thing about black women is when you find one that loves you, that's power. That's something. Her love and her nurturing will make you better. And black women are the blueprint of what a woman should be. I'm serious. The love they give, the support, the big heart they have, their loyalty. I mean, if a man embraces that, he's going to be successful. If you got a black woman that loves you and you do what you're supposed to as a man, you can. The only thing you can do is just be successful. I mean, and I think what's hurting the black community, it's not white supremacy, it's not racism, it's how black women are being treated in the black community. They're not being loved and respected. When only 26% are married, that you're not going to be blessed with that because you're going to have out of wedlock birth rates at a high rate. That's going to limit your income, your wealth. When you impregnate a woman and you leave her as a single mother, you instantly put her in poverty. You know, and that and the thing of it is the black community's hurting because black men are not loving black women the way black women are loving them. And that's their tragedy. And if they could fix that, they could be successful. I think that's what's really standing in the way. I, I I'm serious. I honest to God believe that. The biggest asset in the black community is the black woman. Once you lose her, you're done. You'll have no choice but to get with Becky or Mailing or who will have you. Because once you lose a black woman, you lose your greatest asset. You lose your biggest blessing. And that's really what's happening. A lot of these guys are choosing their ego over the women that love them. They're choosing their ego, you know, over the family. And that's the tragedy of it. And they're not taking marriage serious. They're saying it's a piece of paper. They're giving into their lust instead of searching for love. And that, I'm telling you, that's really the problem. And people say, I don't know. What do you think? I believe that's the problem. If you have a group of black women that love you and you just do right, you're going to be successful. Now, you're going to have to work at being successful, but it's going to fall into place. But they're not loving black women. They desire them. They'll sleep with them, have situation ships, have children with them, but they're not putting them first. And as a man, when you're the treasure and the prize, well, guess what? The whole community goes down the tubes. Sorry. The man is never the prize, and man can never be. And that's the problem. But You know, my thought on that: if black men don't love black women, leave them alone. There are men like me that love black women that will marry them, love them, and take care of them. There's millions of non-black men that would do that in a heartbeat. But anyway, I'll stop because but that's really what I think, and I'm not trying to be mean. Like I said, one group is not superior to the other. We're all people, but it comes down to choices. It comes down to culture, and I'm telling you, a community, a country that don't treat their women right is doomed to fail. But anyway,
I
okay. Did
agree
I?
with everything that you said.
Yeah. I mean, the black woman's the key. The black woman, you love the black woman and do right by her, you could fix the black community. You could. And you would be so successful, you wouldn't need reparations. You'd be offended if somebody brought that up. You'd say, no, I'm making my own money. I don't need you to pay me for generational or ancestral sin. I'm making my own way. Then you could truly dominate. And then the black woman would propel you into being the most successful and the most desired. But there's one problem: that ego, that pride gets in the way, and you can't build. But I'm serious. I believe that. I think, look, I just look at my life and the blessings I've had from black women. Just, I don't know. There's something there. There's a blessing there. And unfortunately, these guys are passing it up. You know, I don't know, but anyway, that's just my thoughts. But I do believe that, and I said that a number of times. And the reason, and you know what, you know what's ironic, Shelley, that they did a study and they found that white men that marry black women statistically have more wealth than white men that marry white women. Did you know that?
No, that's news to me. I know I did
Yeah,
not. Where was
yeah.
that study?
It was
Really?
in, yeah, they did a study in Pew Research, and there's been some other studies, but they found out that they have more wealth. And that might be hard to believe, but think about it. The marriages between black women and white men are longer lasting than white men and white women, right? So if you're not getting divorced, you have more wealth. And if a woman's more loyal and more loving to you as a man, you're going to do better. That to me is not shocking. It just shows they're staying married longer. And the black woman's love is carrying the man, making him better. You know what I mean? And I look at my life and it's proof of it. I make more money than than my peers do that I went to school with. And they'll say, well, you went in the army, retired, and you did this and that, and you got a good job after it, and things just worked out for you, and you were lucky. No, I had to work for all that. I had, but I had my wife behind me where I could do that. Y- you know what I mean? So, yeah,
No, okay. I gotta see that. I didn't know that. That's new to me.
yeah. Statistic. Now there are. Now you got to. look at, they're doing it statistics by, now you're going to find millionaire white people that are married, but when you take the whole people of uh, economic areas, you're going to find that white man tends to do better with a black woman, even financially. Okay, it's like, okay, they say, I looked in a study. It said that black men that make $100,000 a year is less than 10%, right? And that's true. But there are, uh, oh, what's going on?
Oh no, 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 not too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, but they've done studies, and less than 10% of black men make over 100,000 a year, right? But there are black men that are professional athletes that are millionaires, right? But if you do the average throughout everybody, you're going to find out that they're not on top economically. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yeah.
But it's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? But if you take white people, there's a lot of poor white people. I mean, white people are the biggest demographic in America right now. So the most homeless are white people, right? The most wealthy are white people too, but they're the majority. But when you average it in, white men do better financially with black women. And it makes sense because their marriages last longer. And when a woman truly loves you, you're going to do better. You're going to be more successful. If you got a good wife, you tend to do better. If you got a wife that really not into you and the marriage don't last, you're going to have problems. And when you're in divorces, that costs a lot of money, and it don't help you financially. And divorce in the white community is high. I'm just saying. Well, divorce across the board is high right now. But what I'm saying is, when you get a better marriage rate, you tend to do better financially. Yeah. But anyway, uh, what's that? Oh, here's a good one. Shelley. Brown Ebony Goddess said, uh, the black woman married to the white man is also not wasting too much money on plastic surgery upkeep. Yeah. You know what? And I believe white women spend more money on than black women. I think black women are more frugal with their money.
Yeah, so it's. I mean,
I mean,
yeah,
within a
I think it's.
marriage,
I
they
think
are.
it's same. I think same difference because I mean, okay, I could see that with like plastic surgery and stuff like that. But I mean, okay, I could see that. I'm just looking at the aspect of like a lot of black women,
Well, look at it
you know,
this
we
way
buy
too.
hair and stuff. So
Black women are the most educated, right, in America today.
hmm
So that brings wealth into it. Now, when I looked at that stat, I was like, oh, wow, really? But then I looked at my life and I do much better. And black women are more loyal. We say black women are the most race loyal, right? But I think truly what it really is black women are more the most love loyal. Whoever they love, they're down with. Whoever they pour their heart into, they're for you all the way. And like I said, when you get that, you're going to do better financially. You're going to be more successful. You're going to have more confidence, more motivation. I'm telling you, a man's biggest asset is a woman that loves him, that follows him, that uplifts him. Because once you got that, if you have qualities of hard work and so, you're going to do better. You know. But anyway, because I've seen men that got wives that they have marital problems, they don't do good financially, and their confidence is low, their self-esteem is destroyed. I mean, they're hurting. I don't know, but yeah, that is true though, and you got to look at it too. I know we don't believe it because we look at the black community and their GDP, but you gotta look at there's a lot of single mothers, and they, like I said, you create a single mother, you create poverty. Because a woman that has a child by herself is, what can she do? Work? You gotta take care of your kids. So a lot of times they end up getting a little child support, which is nothing, and then some government assistance to barely get by. But anyway, I don't know.
No, I agree with that. But maybe next week you could bring up the study and we could talk about it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I had sent you some videos too. Oh yeah, what is the next topic going to be about?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I look, if somebody's got ideas, I can do it, but I just go on what's going on and I just make a topic
Okay.
and talk about what I think would be a good topic. But if anybody's got any ideas you want me to talk about, we could do that. Um, you know, um, we can talk about anything. Um, of course, this channel is about interracial marriage. Uh, taking your swirl to investment,
Mhm.
taking your interracial dating to marriage, and
Mhm.
that's what I like to promote. I don't like promoting a hookup channel, and no, the only hookup I'm for is the hookup to be husband and wife.
I
Uh,
agree. Amen. Mhm.
that's what I promote. Okay, I'm not here to promote an experience unless it's an experience of love and marriage. You know, um,
Yeah.
because we got, and I've dealt with people that will come and up here and try to talk to the women to try to hook up, or and some there was one guy that was, I had to kick him on my channel. He was stalking. He was talking to this woman, and he got weird and started stalking her. And
Oh,
yeah,
really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It's some Asian guy, and I thought he was a good guy. And look, you never know. I just there are creepy guys in all races, and I don't want to. I just want to make it clear this is not. And I know people have told me, well, why don't you have a dating channel? And well, you can hook up on your own. I just don't want to steer nobody the wrong way.
You
And just
understand?
because somebody is sounds good on the internet, don't mean he's good. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just but there are
And
what's
anyway,
that?
they should put out the statistics in 2024, 2025 about black women dating, marrying now. They like Savannah said they keep going back to the like into the 2012 and stuff like that. Like you know, put it up. Maybe that would be a good thing, like to view like the statistics on interracial marriages like in 2023 and up to see.
Yeah,
That would be a
I've been
good thing.
looking for new stuff, but I
Hmm.
don't know. It's like delayed. Once it comes out, then I don't know, and then
Because
you
it
get
probably be it
others.
probably jumped.
Yeah, and it probably yeah. Certain groups won't look good on it, so they don't want to see it. Uh,
Yeah.
Here's one. How about CDC disease rates down low? Black males. Ooh, yeah. I guess we can talk about that, but that
Hmm.
that's yeah.
And how sisters should be cautious. I agree.
Yeah. Well,
I,
you know what? The best defense for diseases and for almost everything is marriage. Think about it.
hmm.
If you're in a marriage with someone you love that loves you and you're faithful to each other, you don't have to worry about diseases, sexual transmitted diseases. You don't have to worry about mental anguish because you're with somebody that's with someone else and
Hmm.
multiple people messing you up spiritually and emotionally. And yeah, I mean, marriage is protection for. Look, I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to be a single guy. I look, no. Um, of course, my wife is everything, but I just, once I get married, I'm like, this is, yeah. There's nothing more beautiful than a marriage, seriously. And that's, our society's messed up because our morals are shot. Our marriage rates are horrible.
Hmm.
We're not falling in love. We're falling in lust and getting into situationships instead of marriages, and we're having children, and they ended up with one parent, and it just yeah. I just it, yeah. And I know everybody don't believe like I do, but I just think marriage and doing it the right way could save a lot of heartache and you know but anyway. But yeah, I'll dig up those stats. But oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to close down soon.
Okay. Well, it was nice
But,
you having me to join the chat. So thank
oh
you
yeah,
very much for that.
you're always welcome. I always like talking to you.
Thank you
It's
very much. I love
awesome.
talking to you too. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, and I want to thank
Thank
Savannah
you.
for coming up. It's been a little
Yes.
while.
Hi, Savannah. Hi.
Yeah.
And hi to the chat. Good night. I love you all. Mwah. And I'm going to send you some more videos, Brent, that you can you can look at and stuff like
Okay.
that so you can go over. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You have a
Okay.
great night, you and Sandy and the kids.
Okay. You too. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Bye. Have a good night. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you for being part of this show. We went on for 3 hours and 25 minutes. And I want to thank uh, Shelly and Savannah for being part of the panel tonight. And it was good talking to you, young ladies. You young ladies always make this show awesome. And there's an avalanche coming. That was the theme for the show. And future effects. Okay. Black women, white men are coming together. They're finding love in marriage. And it's happening all across the country, some places more than others. Okay. And, but it's a beautiful thing. And don't be afraid to open up your options. Just be cautious. Okay. Um, Remember, there are corrupt people, there are evil people in all groups. Okay. But we're seeing a beautiful thing with black women, white men, and it's going to happen more and more, and it should happen. It's not about. Uh-oh. Hey, Shelly, you're up here twice. What's going on? Oh, okay. But yeah, the avalanche is coming, and it's a beautiful thing. And as we tear through the propaganda and the conditioning, and start seeing more black women, white men relationships, more marriages. Okay, I think that'll uh, change our country for the best, and it's a blessing. And but yeah, don't be afraid to open up your options. And black women, put yourself first. Okay, you are the best option. You deserve the best option. Whatever color that option is, just get the best. Okay. I just want to say a prayer before I shut down and go to bed. You guys have a good weekend. I just want to say, God, thank you so much for the show tonight. Thank you so much for everybody that comes up here. Thank you for Shelly and Savannah, Lord. Please bless these young ladies and everybody in the chat, the ladies and the men that watch my channel and show me and my wife love. I appreciate it. And Lord, please bless them. And please bring us back here again next Saturday. And I pray you keep this YouTube going and bless everybody that's a part of the Roadrunner family, them and their families. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. Oh, what's that? Hookup channel? No, no. What I mean by hookup channels, I don't want it. I just don't. I don't want creepy dudes coming up here lusting after black women. I just don't. I want men that come on the channel that truly love black women. That's what I want. I mean, people could meet, and I mean, yeah. No, I wouldn't saying what anything about what you're saying. I'm just saying when I say hook up, like people that just want to hook up with a black woman and then disappear. I don't want that. Now, if somebody hooks up for and they end up getting married, hey, that's a good hookup, right? Hook up for marriage, hook up to build a family together. Yeah, now I'm all for that type of hookup. Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Okay. Um, we love black women on this channel. We love them and respect them and want them to have the best because they deserve the best. They do. And black women have been a blessing to me all my life, and I'm eternally grateful for that. I am. Ladies, you're beautiful. You're amazing. Just keep being you and put yourself first. Okay? Do that and you know, And God bless you. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Have a good night. God bless.